Good evening. Good evening. Hello, Halakar. You're the first person to comment tonight. Don't know how many people are watching. Haven't got a clue. It is Fighting Fantasy Friday, as we're now calling it. There we go. 6 people. 6 people. Major's Musings is here. Is it snowing then in America? It's not here. It's cold. It's wet. It's damp. But that's by British standards. So it's probably nowhere near as cold as certain parts of America. In Britain, we've got very, very average, what you call milk toast weather. And I'm glad of it. I'm glad of it. Anyway, we are here to play some Fighting Fantasy as usual on Friday. All right. Evening, Dan. 6 feet of snow in New York this weekend. Dan, one of my regular Monday night group, as Kelsall in the chat, he'll tell you all about British weather, Birmingham weather. It's just it's just weather. It's just there. Hello, Dean Powell. Hello, Biff Strong. How are we all? I didn't know if anyone was going to join me, but we do appear to have an Omen Owl logging in. So I'll add Omen Owl to the stream. I'll just put my headphones on so I can hear him. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Hello, Omen Owl. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I had to use my, they gave us a little bit of time off for Veterans Day, and since I had that day off anyway, I had to, I have to use the hours. So I'm glad I can make it the beginning.
Good. Hello, Kabuki Kid as well, and General Nut. It's getting busy out there in chat now. Right. I've spent the last couple of evenings attempting to work out a way of doing those sort of live play type things, and I'm rubbish. Absolutely useless. I've tried 3 different programs. OBS couldn't cope with having me talking and a game playing, and it would just chug. Tried another one tonight that was just I managed to get it playing, but I couldn't get me talking at the same time. And either I'm useless or my computer's useless, or probably both. But you're spared videos of me playing Ultima Underworld. Anyhow, at least for the time being. So
Don't feel
tonight,
cheated then. We can't hear you, scream and yell and complain. No.
Well, yeah. What's a robbish? Is that my accent? Is it taking the mickey out of my accent? Rubbish. Birmingham. Hello, Gene from Inksplat Records. Right, with 8 people in chat, I think we should get started. Now, those who've been paying attention to my community posts will see that I did a vote in there on how we should apply our dice rolls in terms of stats. So we're starting with a character with 9 skill, 19 stamina, and 11 luck.
I'm always pro luck and pro skill, because skill helps you get through stuff without having to rely on everything else.
Well, we could have gone with 11 skill and a bit less stamina, but that's not the way the votes went. So
I know. I know the way I voted.
Yes, the way I voted as well. There are spells in this one as well. So if you're paying attention, I'm going to tell you before we start, we have 6 spells. Each of these costs 4 stamina, and there will be times when we can use them. We've got Zap, which is Lightning Bolt. We've got Foff, which is Force Field. We've got Law, which is Creature Control. We've got Dumb, which makes creatures clumsy. We have Hot, which creates a fireball, and Wal, which creates a magical wall. So Zap, Foff, Law, Dumb, Hot, and Wow. Remember those because we're not allowed to look them up.
Oh, really? We're not?
Yeah, it specifies we leave our spell book at home.
Oh, man. I can't remember anything. That's why I start cheating, writing stuff down on pieces of paper. I'm like, oh, really? Okay.
Yes. It specifically says that in this one. So remember those list of spells. I won't be repeating them out. But I did actually write them in the community tab thing, so people might look it up there.
Does that mean I follow those rules, or can I just cheat as well? No, it's
I'm not going to cheat. I couldn't care less if you lot do. Right, let's give you the blurb, the introductory blurb. This is the legend of the Crown of Kings, which is how the Shamutanti Hills begins. Centuries ago, in the time we now call the Dark Ages, whole regions of the world were undiscovered. There were pockets of civilization, each with their own races and cultures. One such region was Kakabad, a dark land at the end of the earth. Although several warlords had tried, Kakabad, that's going to make me laugh because kak is a word meaning poo. Kakabad had never been ruled. All manner of evil creatures forced from the more civilized lands beyond the Zanzunu peaks had gradually crawled into Kakabad, which became known as the Vermin Pit at Earth End. Civilization and order had spread throughout the rest of the known world ever since the discovery of the Crown of Kings by Chalana the Reformer of Femfrey. All these names, it's almost Tolkien-esque. It isn't. With its help, Chalana became emperor of the largest empire in the Eastern world. This magical crown had mysterious powers, bestowing supernormal qualities of leadership and justice on its owner. But Chalana's own ambitions were not of conquest. Now, I'd assume someone with the name of Chalana would be female, but no. He wished instead to establish peaceful nation states aligned to Femfrey. Thus, in his wisdom, he passed the fabled crown from ruler to ruler in the neighboring kingdoms, and with the help of its magical powers, one by one, these lands became peaceful and prosperous. Yeah, it does sound like a bad place to live. I won't be using any. I'm not going to use any gingerbeard type language because that gets me struck off the monetization trail. The path was set. Each ruler would own the Crown of Kings for a 4-year period in which to establish order within his kingdom, and fall in with the growing Femfrey alliance. So far, the kingdoms of Riddleston, Lendleland, Galanteria, and Bryce had taken their turns under the rule of the crown. The benefits were immediate. War and strife were virtually unknown. Oh, you lot can swear in there. I don't care. I'm just not going to read out the sweary ones because
we'll just have to start making sure that we use humorous words like fiddlesticks and
yes. Fiddlesticks. Sugar. You're right, Hungar. The king of Analand duly received the crown of kings amid great ceremony. And from that day onwards, the development of Analand was ensured. No one quite knew how the crown of kings could have such an enormous uplifting effect on a whole nation. Some said it was divinely inspired. Some that its power was merely in the mind, but one thing was certain, its effects were unquestionable. All was well in Analand until the night of the black moon. Yeah, we've got poodle poop and nut bunnies. The king was the first to discover that the crown was missing, carried off on that starless night by birdmen from Zaman. All these names. Don't forget all of these. The crown was on its way to Mampang in the outlaw territories of Kakabad. News came from the backlands that the crown was being carried to the Archmajor Mampang, whose ambitions were to make Kakabad his kingdom. Hope you're all following this. It's absolute classic literature so far. Although Kakhabad was a dangerous land, it was in itself little threat to the surrounding kingdoms. The lack of rule meant it had no army, and its own internal struggles kept it permanently preoccupied. But with the crown of kings to establish rule, Kakhabad could potentially be a deadly enemy to all members of the Femfrey alliance. Such was the shame that fell on Analand for the loss of the crown, that all benefits from 2 years under its rule soon disappeared. Law, order, and morale were breaking down. The king was losing the confidence of his subjects. Neighboring territories were looking suspiciously across their borders. There were even whisperings of invasions. Yes, dang birdmen. Where was Onion Buns when this robbery occurred? Yeah, well, Mage's Musings is here, but Ace Eric isn't, so I don't know if he can tell us.
No, we it's too bad Mage's Musings can't come on with and do his the voice for what is it? Gandalf Thunder, whatever it is.
Yes, Melinster Gandaldor. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. I'll leave it to him. He does it far better than me. Right. One hope remained. Someone, for a military force would never survive the journey, must travel to Mampang and rescue the Crown of Kings. Only on its safe return would the dreadful curse be lifted from Analand. You have volunteered yourself for this quest, and your mission is clear. You must cross Kakhabad to the Mampang fortress and find the crown. So, hello, Elfbait. Hello, Ennui Carnet.
Is it just me, or just do I have a feeling they just threw a bunch of different words together and then put them in a jumble?
Well, there's all the names on the map. Look, it's
okay.
We have Zaman, and it's at the top, the land of Kakhabad, and there's the backlands.
All right, the Zanunu Peaks.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you got to prep that game.
Yes, yeah. Prep your game. Make a script, record it, make us all chortle on a Saturday morning. Right. Oh, there's Slan as well. Hello, grumpy old Slan. Okay, so we're on number 1. Yes, Steve Jackson's Sorcery, Volume 1, Word Salad. You awake at sunrise. After dressing, you breakfast on bread and goat's milk and collect your belongings. Outside, the outpost settlement is stirring. The womenfolk emerge to wash and prepare their meals as the day's guard takes over. Eyes follow you as you leave your hut and walk towards the Shamutanti wall. The frontiers people are well aware of your mission, and the small crowd of well-wishers follows some distance behind you. Before you stands the Cantopani Gate, guarded constantly by Sightmaster warriors, chosen for their powers of telescopic vision. The gate is the final doorway between Analand and Kakhabad. Once more, you check your pack. Satisfied that your preparations are complete, you nod to the Sightmaster Sergeant. For the last time, he glances at the lookout atop the gate, who signals the all clear. The sergeant orders the bolt to be withdrawn, and a doorway opens up in front of you, and you get your first view of the Shamutanti foothills. No, we haven't got any option to cast any spells yet. Use law on the author to make the monologue shorter. That's a good idea. We cast dumb on the guard, yes. The Sightmaster Sergeant strides over and grasps your hand. I will not wish you a safe journey, for the way ahead will not be safe. Kakhabad is a treacherous land, inhabited by devils. But this you already know. Hungar, enjoy your spaghetti. I had garlic bread, and a bacon sandwich, and a chicken and bacon wrap. We had to just use up a load of stuff that was going off. Oh. Take the path ahead to Cantopani, a small settlement of traders, although most are rogues and thieves, which you should reach within the hour. From Cantopani onwards, there are 3 routes through Biritanti to Kare, a city port on the Jajabi River, From Kare, you must cross the backlands, which are unknown. It is said that day and night in the backlands are controlled not by sun, but by supernatural forces. And bear in mind that from Kare onwards, your progress will be watched. I'm guessing that's book 2, because that's called City Port of Kare. His warnings do little to inspire confidence in you. He continues, but I have observed your training, and you are indeed a worthy champion. I wish you luck and success with your quest. My thoughts and good wishes of the people of Analand will be with you. With Libra on your side, Libra is the goddess you worship. You may live to lift the curse and the depression which rack our kingdom. You shake his hand, thank him for his good wishes, and step up to the gate. Resolutely, you pass through the doorway. The faces of the folk watching your departure reveal the hopes that rest with you and with the success of your quest. With a wave, you turn and face the hills. The early morning air is crisp, and the rising sun paints the hills in colours of natural beauty which conceal the devilry ahead. Setting off determinedly, you follow the path. Your quest has begun. Here we go. Dan, have you played these books before then? Are you going to be cheating?
I think we all are. I'm trying to remember what the spells are right now. So I just remember, what is it? Dop is the one that does the creatures, right? And then Zap is the one that's electricity. And
there's Zap, there's Foff, there's Hot, there's Dumb, there's Wow, and that's about all I can remember. Dan, you're still young. What are you? 30-ish? Ish? Probably younger? Law's the other one, yeah. The path winds through fields of wild scrubland. Countryside is deserted, and an eerie silence is broken only by the cawing of an occasional crow. The birds appear to pause in the air to examine you as you pass, and you feel uneasy in their presence. You pass over a small hillock, from the top of which you can see the path continuing downwards into a small settlement of huts at the base of the Shamutanti hills. You follow the path, and as you approach the village, noises and movements indicate that it is populated. As the path runs straight through the village, you have little choice but to follow it. The round huts are made of hard-baked bright clay with thatched roofs. As you pass, eyes appear at dark doorways, watching your movements. Suddenly a villager appears from one of the dwellings and stands before you. He is 5 feet tall, with thick-set arms and thighs half-clothed in tattered breeches. His eyes are wild, and his long red hair and beard stands out on his face in a wiry tangle. "Halt, stranger," he commands. "What business have you in Cantapani?" "And we have our first decision." What is your response? Do we tell him that we're a trader, ask for directions onwards, or tell him that we're hungry and we need provisions? So those are your choices. I will say now we have two sets of provisions to start with, and we've got 20 gold, a sword, and a backpack, and that's all we start with. So up to chat, and Omen Owl, who's here in the stream. Tell him we're a trader, ask for directions onwards, or tell him we're hungry and need provisions. It's over to you. You already have a difference of opinion.
Oh, it's no fun if we don't. I mean, how else would we? Otherwise, we would actually win these things. That's okay.
There's always one person whose decisions never get taken, though, isn't there? It's usually L. He's not here.
L, and then didn't we have Squirrel Hermit have some others too?
Yes.
Well,
So
that's
Elf
okay.
says trader. Kelsall, trader. Halakar's always hungry. I'm guessing he's going for food. Omen Owl hungry. Dave Mills directions. Praxis directions. Biff Strong to provisions.
Well,
We've got three directions, 3 provisions, 2 trader so far. Hungar is saying he's hungry, so he's going for food. Or is that just talking about yourself, Hungar? It's all in the name.
Oh, Gene from Ink Splat Records says traitor. Uh-oh, it looks like we have like a 3-3-3 way tie.
Oh, I think we do, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you have to pull out your D6 and figure out.
It might be that the next vote gets it because we're at 3-3-3 at the moment. Dean Powell's going for hungry. Okay. We're going to tell him we're hungry. I'd have gone with Elfbait here. He motions on ahead, telling you that you will find the village inn shortly on the right. By choosing this option, you will now discover one of the rules of the game, which you would otherwise only discover by trial and error. The adventure is divided into days, and each day you will need to eat one meal. Otherwise, you will lose stamina points due to undernourishment. Options will be given either to eat provisions from your pack or buy food at a local inn during the day. If you go for a day without food, you will suffer. When night comes, you'll be given the option to sleep or continue through the night. Likewise, if you miss a night's sleep, you'll also lose stamina points, as you'll be tired the next day. Although taking a night's rest will usually replenish your stamina, but you'll have to choose your times to eat and sleep carefully, as sometimes a seemingly safe place to rest and eat may hold hidden dangers.
I didn't realize we were going to stop at that Brienne.
What was that?
The Brienne from the Lord of the Rings, you know, where the Nazgul.
Yeah, the prancing pony.
Yes.
Oh no, we won't be there. We won't be there. No. The inn offers hot meals for sale, and if you wish to stop and eat, the charge will be 1 gold piece. Bread and goat's cheese are also available if you wish to buy food to take with you, and the price of 2 meals worth is 2 gold pieces. Shall we sit down and eat? Or shall we buy provisions? Or shall we continue with or without new provisions? We're not playing 5th edition D&D, Dan.
I'm just laughing. Fireball on the end.
That's Dan.
Well, then you have to tell us what the spell is. Yeah. Why can't we sit down and eat and buy provisions? That's what I want to know.
I think you can. Yeah, you
okay.
can. Yeah, it just says you can buy provisions. Yeah.
I would
do both. Sit and eat and buy provisions. Yeah, go on. Yeah. So let's sit and eat, and let's buy some provisions. So we're up to 4 provisions. We're down to 17 gold. Yes, eat and buy stuffs. That's right. A hot meal. The meal is warm and nourishing. Add 2 stamina points.
But we're already maxed out, right?
Yeah, we're already maxed out. Yeah. So we continue our journey. We haven't had any option to lose any stamina points yet, have we?
Well, maybe we didn't fight the guy at the front either, so
that's possible. You continue along the path, leaving the village behind. About a half hour later, you reach the start of the climb into the hills and continue upwards. 5 minutes later, you reach a fork offering you 2 ways onwards. So it tells me to turn to 183, so maybe it's going to get... We have artwork.
Oh, okay. Scraggly old man. Is that a beehive?
Or is that a scraggly old man? It probably looks like somebody in chat. Who in chat looks most like that?
Hungar.
Hungar, he's copied your beard. He has copied your beard. You ponder No, it's not. I haven't got a beard like that. So it could be me in a tree in a few years' time if the wife lets me grow the beard, but she won't. You ponder the two trails. As you consider the paths onwards, you hear weak cries from a large tree ahead of you. Cautiously, you step up to see an old man sitting on the lowest branch, apparently afraid to jump down to the ground, which, considering his age, is not surprising. He pleads with you to assist, and you help him down. It transpires he's been travelling from Dumpus, and is heading towards the outpost settlement in Analand. His journey has been safe enough until he was waylaid by Elvins, robbed and left in the tree. In return for your kindness, he relates a rhyme which he feels may help you. See him though he sees you not, the black-eyed creature creeps, a guardian once, but now his lot the key to freedom keeps. He is not sure exactly what the rhyme signifies, but he knows that the Elvins are particularly keen on finding the key in question. He also presses you on his only possession. He also presses on you his only possession, a page from a spell book. Oh! It's page number 102 from the spell book. The spell described is incomplete. You have only part of it. Looking at it, it appears to be some sort of pest-repelling spell. He then bids you farewell and heads off towards Cantopani. You may now choose your way onwards. Will you take the highway up into the hills or the low way along the valley? Alternatively, you may investigate a buzzing coming from around the tree. So, shall we take the high road? Shall we take the low road? Or shall we investigate the buzzing? It isn't going to be disintegrate. It is not. The best pest repelling spell is Stinking Cloud.
I thought it was Magic Missile, but I'm thinking of giant. I'm thinking of giant bugs.
Yeah. One, two, three high roads, 2 for buzzing. Oh, okay. It's 3 high roads, 4 for buzzing at the moment. 3 high roads, 4 for buzzing.
All right. I'm not sure why I'm worried about if we live or die. I'm like, we don't survive these things anyway, so let's go explore.
we won the last book.
I thought that you said that you didn't. I thought that you didn't. Oh, you mean the one with the Black Pearl?
Last week's Forest of Doom.
Oh, Forest of Doom. Oh, okay. Sorry.
We finished the Forest of Doom. We're now at 5 buzzings and 4 high roads. Nobody wants the low road. Which way smells less foul?
If we were politicians, we'd take the low road.
Yes. Yes, always. We take the backhander first. If we were politicians, we'd have turned to the last page and played the book backwards.
Hey, stop giving away my secrets. Actually, I was worse. I would go look through and try to find all the items, and then mark that down, and then go from there.
Yes. Omanal, the self-confessed power gamer from in his early days of D&D and stuff. Yeah. Right, we're at 4 high road, 5 buzzing. It looks like buzzing is winning at the moment. You haven't voted, have you?
No. I'm kind of like I'm willing to let whatever chat says. So.
Okay. Oh. Being diplomatic tonight. We do have 16 people in chat. 16.
Oh wow, you're moving up.
Going up in the world. Going up in the world. Right. Let's go investigate the buzzing then. As you look up, you see a beehive around which a small swarm of bees are buzzing. You may climb up the tree to investigate, or ignore it and continue onwards. Now we've found this beehive. Power gaming fence sitter. Slan, you're lagging. You're too late with that. Right, we got climb or continue onwards.
I mean, to be fair about this, is that however many fingers you have is how far you're allowed to go forward.
Now, if you were from certain parts of England, you've probably got 11 fingers.
Oh,
Norfolk. They're all inbred in Norfolk.
oh, I'm sorry. As soon as you mentioned that, all I could think was Hot Fuzz, and the guy kept going.
I've not seen it.
Oh,
I've not seen it. No.
Well, there's one character that keeps going Narf, but it's got Timothy Dalton and I really enjoyed Hot Fuzz. So. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Yarp. Yes, Mage's Musings. You're correct. It's Yarp, not Narf. I keep thinking Narf is from Pinky and the Brain.
Yarp. Norfolk. Speaking of Norfolk, a little bit of news is that my daughter's football team have qualified for the second round of the full FA Cup, and they will be playing Norwich City in the next round, which is a trip to Norfolk. And Norwich City are a little bit bigger than Sutton Coldfield Town, so this could be, yeah.
I have to laugh because every time people mention Norfolk, all I can think is the naval base over in Virginia. So,
right. Oh, Gene from Ink Splat Records is from Somerset. my Somerset accent sounds pretty much identical to Norfolk. It's just who you are. It's probably awful because I'm from Birmingham. Yeah, but I haven't got much of a Birmingham accent, unlike Dan, Mr. Kelsall, who does have a bit of an accent. Isn't that right, Dan? So we'll climb the tree to investigate. So where are you from then, Gene? Don't say Birmingham. The bees swarm around you, but you are powerless to defend yourself as you must use your hands to grip the tree. Throw 1d6. If you throw a 1, 2, a 3, or a 4, you're more than welcome to join us, Dan. If you throw 1d6, if it's a 1 to 4, then it's the number of stamina points we lose as the bees sting us. If you roll a 5 or a 6, we are lucky and avoid being stung. When you reach the hive, you knock it to the ground.
we lose. Oh,
Hey!
very good.
So we're lucky. We knock it to the ground without getting stung too badly, and the honey is enough for one meal.
Well, we're just like racking up meals. I'm not sure.
We are. We've got 5. Yeah.
Do we have a weight limit? I can't remember for these.
No.
Oh.
Well, after eating all these meals?
Well, no. I was just asking because
you may not weigh more than 250 pounds.
But is that pound sterling or is that pounds? Are we talking troy ounces or
Yeah, Halakar is right there. Oh, ye of little faith. Okay, so we turn to 9. No fights yet. You may continue your journey either by following the path into the valley or the high road up into the hills. Low road or high road? Low road or high road?
Oh, yeah, I just think that we're gonna meet giants and stuff. I don't even remember this book. I may have had it or I may not, but I can't remember. Well, it looks like I'm completely outvoted here, so go for it.
Yeah, yes. You are the one who's getting outvoted with every choice tonight.
Well, you know what? We can tell that we have a chat full of heroes because we're taking the high road.
Yes. So, Dan, you're more than welcome to join us when Lucy's gone to bed. Are we playing at your place next Monday, Dan? Is that the plan? None of us have been to his place yet. Or I haven't anyway. I'm sure Mike has. Right. The path winds upwards into the hills, and you enter a wood. The afternoon sun glints through the trees, playing tricks with your eyes. Every so often you catch a glimpse of some strange-shaped animal or other, watching you, only to find that it is the silhouetted branches and leaves of a tree caught at an odd angle. You reach a position where you may rest and eat provisions if you wish. Or shall we continue? Shall we rest and eat provisions? Though I don't think we need to. Or shall we continue?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we didn't lose any health, so I'm not sure if it's really.
We haven't lost any health. No. We have just ate at the inn. Yes. Look, we are a lean, muscular hero. We haven't got middle-aged man boobs. I think that's what. We don't look like us. You're fitter than the average nerd, though, aren't you, Omanal?
Yeah. Well, I'm somewhat, but yeah, but to be fair, when I was young, I was like the 120-pound nerd, and now I've gained 80 pounds, and I'm still lighter than the average nerd. So,
yeah, yes.
But
I'm returning.
Fortunately, that's the big difference.
I think I'm slowly returning to my old rotund ways. I need to get back on the judo mat. Right. I just haven't found a judo club that trains at a suitable time and a suitable location.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. There's one very local to me, but they demand monthly subscription rather than pay as you go, and I can't. I'm working for half of their training sessions.
Oh, well, that's not good.
The climb continues for 2 or 3 hours as the path twists this way and that up the hillside. Soon the air gets cold and the sun sets, making it difficult for you to see. However, the moon is full and will be able to light the way as it gets darker. Would you like to continue further, marching through the night, or shall we stop and make camp and get some sleep?
Let's do camp.
All these football clubs got a bar, so we've been going there. Pretty expensive, though, beer here now. He says, taking a swig from this one. So, are we going to make camp, or shall we walk through the night? Better make camp. Yeah. Everyone wants to do a bit of camping.
It's a short rest if you take those optional healing rules, mage. My friend wants to do that all the time for 5e, and none of his players want to accept it. I think that it would actually benefit them to do that, but oh well.
Yes.
How can you ban beer? I've been to Qatar.
Qatar is a heavily Muslim country.
I know, but I've been to. Well, to be fair, I was on the air base there, so they allowed. I think they allowed beer.
Budweiser's not happy. Well, to me, all I can say to that is shame. Budweiser should make better beer.
How much do you want to bet they're going to have? Because there's a lot of stuff that goes under the radar. You know, that they're going to have a boat that goes out into international waters in the evening where people can drink.
Yes. Yeah, it's bound to be. You settle down to make camp for the night. You may take provisions here, and if you do so, you may add stamina points if you've not yet eaten since leaving Analand. Blah, 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 blah. We don't need to take provisions because we have already eaten. As you curl up in your blanket to sleep, there's a chance that you may encounter a wandering night creature. Okay, so it says we have to write down where we are. Turn to the wandering night creature page. 123. And see if we encounter something. Right. Roll 1d6. 5. No encounter.
Oh, good.
Good.
I can't remember if it was the
it says here as well.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It says here, night creatures are less likely to approach you when you're camping, so you may add 2 points to the roll. And it does say 5 plus is no encounter, so we got 7 in the end. Yeah, the gritty realism rules are also the default rules in Adventures in Middle-earth as well. And there's also the Old Geek alternate 5e rules, which Dan is quite familiar with. Which is like a hybrid variant of the two. We set off along the trail in the morning. Did you eat at all on the first day of your journey? Yes, we did. The second day of your journey breaks. You march through the cool morning air of the hills, having now climbed several hundred feet. You reach the brow of a hill and stop in your tracks. To your left is a clearing in which several poles are firmly planted in the ground. Atop the poles are heads, some recently fixed, some semi-decayed, human heads, goblin heads, and 1 or 2 heads of creatures you do not recognize. All of them have sewn up eyes and mouths. A large X painted on a broad tree is obviously intended as a warning to venture no further. Ahead, the path forks to the right and left, but you cannot be sure which path you're being warned not to take. Shall we go right or shall we go left? Right or left? No sign is going to tell me what to do.
What's the role with the Minotaur in the labyrinth?
You put your hand on the left wall and go left. Just follow that round, don't you?
Oh, okay.
Or the right wall. I always use the left hand on the left wall because I'm right-handed, so I'd have my sword in my right hand.
I'm left-handed, but that just means that I had to be ambidextrous for a lot of stuff.
And that's why we drive on the left in the British Isles.
Oh, because of jousting?
No, it was people used to walk on the left because most people were right-handed, and thus you'd have space and the ability to draw your sword to defend yourself if you're on to the left of your opponent.
And why did the Continentals go on the right? Just curious.
That was done during initially the French Revolution, because it was considered to be the rebellious thing to do. The aristocrats walked on the left, so the plebs would walk on the right, and eventually everyone walked on the right. And Napoleon then adopted it as Grumpy Old Slan says there, pretty much as the law. You will walk on the right. And at one point in Europe, most countries have changed to going on the right now, but you could mark the extent of Napoleon's empire by which countries were walking on the right and which were walking on the left, or which were driving on the right and the left.
Okay. Well, I know that in the New England, when they eat, they'll keep switching hands with the knife. You know, when they'll cut with the right hand and they have to put the knife down and then they'll take the fork. Whereas I grew up more in the South. I guess we were okay stabbing people. So the knife always stayed in the hand.
And I think it was Austria that half of Austria used to travel on the left and half used to travel on the right, which caused a problem. I think it was Austria, or was it Czechoslovakia? It's around that sort of area. But yes, Halakai in the US, it was to do with the wagons, and to do with where people sat on the wagon and where the brake was. So that's why the US did things differently. So are we going right or left? Anyway, we've got 2 right, 2 left, 3 right, 3 left, 3 right, 4 left, 3 right, 5 left, 4 right, 5 left. Any advance on 4 right and 5 left?
Looks like we just got another left.
It may well have been Austria and Hungary, and Austria, because it was Austria, Hungary. I thought it was a little later.
I will say this much: anyone going for food, avoid Germany and go straight to Hungary. It's like German food with spices.
Goulash, lots of paprika.
I like the mushrooms that they had out there. I spent way too many years in Germany. I went to Hungary, like, oh my God, this is so much better, especially coming from a Greek family.
I've never been to Germany or Hungary. I've been to France, Spain, Switzerland, and Italy. So I've been through Belgium and Holland, but never stayed there.
I've never been to Spain, but I've been to the other countries that you mentioned.
I did like Switzerland. Very expensive, though. You follow the path.
No, go.
All right. You follow the path carefully downwards, trying to avoid breaking branches as you go. If you wish to stop along the way to eat provisions, turn to black. No, we don't know. Let's press on. 133. You continue along the trail, and the undergrowth around you gets thicker. Suddenly, there is a cracking beneath your feet, and something gives way underneath you. We test our luck. We are lucky because we've rolled 5. Our luck is 11, but our luck drops to 10 as a result. It's the first time we've had to use any of our skills this game so far. You leap ahead just in time as a pitfall caves in beneath you. You look behind to see a gaping pit which you would have fallen into. Turn to 170. Oh. Your relief is somewhat premature, however, as you discover when you take your next step forward, your foot triggers a release mechanism and 3 saplings snap up in front of you. Each is fitted with sharpened stakes which whip towards you at heart level. You are impaled on this fiendish device, and your journey has ended here. Your head will soon join the others on the post you have just passed. Is that the quickest we've ever died in one of these games? By just turning left instead of right? Everybody who said left, this is because of you.
I was a fence sitter. You can't blame me.
Hello, Squirrel Hermit. Yes, indeed. Arr, we've died because Squirrel Hermit has turned up. That's why. I guess we start again, don't we? Shall we just start again with the same stats and the same starting stuff and go to the first decision? Yes, I'll make that decision. Yes. Yes.
We can't re-roll? No. Just... Yeah, and I agree with Major's musings. No luck check or anything.
The luck check got us to avoid the trap initially and not fall in the pit. But yeah, that's daft. That's daft. Okay. Yeah, some of these books are brutal. Okay, we will begin where we made our first decision, which was in that village in Cantopani. Just be aware that Canada has brought 90% of its population and resources within 100 kilometers of the US border in preparation for an invasion.
I've seen that line. You're like, oh my God. Yeah, but what are you guys going to take? New York? You're welcome to it.
Yes.
We keep Maine. You can take New York. I think that's a fair trade.
Okay, Major's Musings has Major's Musings is right. New character. New character.
Yep, I agree with that.
Okay. New character then. Right, okay. We have, and I'm going to let chat do this again. I've rolled 1, 3, 5, and 6.
Oh, geez.
Okay. So, strength, skill, stamina, and luck. Where are we going to put the 6?
I'd say luck, but that got us killed last time.
Yeah. Where are we going to put the 6? Skill, stamina, or luck? Yeah. We'll assign the 6 first. Skill, stamina, or luck?
Ooh.
We could do them in order, Squirrel. I've just picked up 4 dice and rolled them because I want you to make. I want you lot to make the decision here. I know it's not officially arrange as you want, but let's. Even L, no, dexterity is not an option. People seem to be wanting stamina.
Well, we got those spells. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that says we haven't cast any spells yet either.
No. Okay.
So it's like we haven't done our fighting, and the one thing that we did do got us killed regardless. So
yes. L, we've died. We're making a new character. So the stamina 6 is going on stamina. What about the 5?
Say put that on luck.
On luck.
Because we need that high luck just in case. No, didn't do this.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. So we'll start with that on luck. So, right. Okay.
And then the 3 to me would go on to skill. But let's see.
So if we put the 3 on skill and the remaining 1 on stamina, we start with identical stats to our last character.
Oh, well.
9 skill. Dan, the link is in Discord if you want to use it. 9 skill, 19 stamina, 11 luck. So it's exactly the same as our last character. It shows how average my rolls were when I made the last character as well. So Dan, more than welcome to join if you want to just pop in Discord. The link is in there.
Now wait a minute, aren't you above average? By 1. Yeah, I mean you're still within
By
that.
1, yes. Yeah. By 1 on 4d6.
That's okay. Just to give you an example of how much a power gamer I am, for anyone that's familiar with DCC, is I will literally roll, what was it, 1,000 characters to find a group of 4 I might like. So, you know.
Oh.
No. No. There is literally well, to be fair, there's a thing online where you just roll up. It's like,
Right.
well, how many do you want? It's 50 pages worth. Like, oh, okay, let me go see which ones have what I want in here. That said, I do that more as a GM, and it's like, here you can pick one of these, and we'll print out whichever group of 4 you want for each player.
Have you found your way? Have you found your way in yet? Dan hasn't found his way in yet.
Okay. Yep, purple sorcerer. That's it.
What's purple sorcerer?
That's where it does the automatic rolls for your character. Now, to be fair, if we got all 4s, it would have been different. You know, we just got 1.
Yes. Anyway, so we are going to jump. Oh, here's young Dan.
Good evening.
Hello.
How is everyone?
You're
good?
Yeah.
Mate,
First
here
time on stream,
eventually.
Dan.
Yeah,
First time on stream.
Indeed. It's always off camera on Discord or Roll20. Moving up in the world.
Yes. So here we go again. We are at our first decision, right? I'm not going to go through all the. I've got no idea what chat are talking about. What's this? Oh, Elfbait's talking about going to Canada or something. Right.
Nice.
It's not a real country. No, it does. And a lot of it's in Quebec, which they're going to go their own way regardless. So, or used to.
You want to tell everyone in chat where you're from, Dan? From
Birmingham. Local lad.
You haven't got that strong an accent, though, have you?
No, not at all. Not compared to the likes of Mike, but then they're more black country, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're very confused, our local areas are. They Birmingham Brummie accent gets confused with the black country quite a lot in England. Much to our dismay.
I just have to laugh because both of you sound like your accents are so different, even though you're probably like within 100 miles of each other.
100, more like 2 miles, I think, to be honest.
Yeah,
John.
we live about 2 miles
roads.
apart. Yes.
I lived on the south coast for a while, to be honest, so it did affect my accent down there.
Okay.
Probably for the worse. We don't like the southerners up here. Yeah.
Whereas the northerners think we're southerners.
Yeah, we're just that middle ground that no one actually knows about.
But yes, and for those who don't know, the Black Country is the area to the west of Birmingham, so called because of the heavily dominated by the coal mining industry.
Correct.
During the Industrial Revolution and the 19th century.
If you're in the country, don't go to the Black Country Museum. Not much going on there.
Oh, it's good for the kids.
Yeah, it's true. Take the 7-year-old.
Well, yes. Right. We go to back to our first decision. So I'm not going through all that bluff at the start again. So in that village at the start, what we're going to do this time, are we going to tell the guy that we're a trader? Are we going to ask him for directions? Or are we going to tell him that we're hungry and that we need provisions? Over to you lot.
Should we now go for trader?
That was my original vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong type of trader.
Just whip open your leather coat. Say, these are my goods.
That's only in the big city, right? You know.
Yeah.
What? You want to
And how
buy a
many watches do
shooter?
you have? So you can get all the watches.
I sell
Actually,
swords.
El, you're right. But we did provisions last time. Now we're going to try. We're seeing if there's anything new. Oh no, everyone's going to do the same thing.
We asked him if we were hungry, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's count up these votes. Okay. We've got Omen Al go for traitor rather than trader. Halakar trader. Gene trader. Squirrel Hermit food. Praxis trader. General Nut food. L food. Slan food.
I have to laugh. Lack of food killed us last. Yeah, of course. That's right. We only had what, 5 or 6 meals? Good grief.
The food was
We've
the
only got
start of a downward spiral for
Yeah.
It
everyone.
was, yes.
We were
But
slowed
food is
down.
winning. Food is winning the vote at the moment.
Well, Mage's
But if
Musing's got Trader. Let's see.
But yeah, but Omen Al, you and Dan both went for, and you haven't
Trader.
voted in chat, haven't you? You've both gone for trader. So trader's winning now. Trader's winning. Right. Trader. Ooh.
I've only got the stream open on this StreamYard thing. So how do you comment on this? Do you have to sign up?
You might need another window open with YouTube open in it.
Yeah. See what I do is
this.
I have my tablet, and then I have the computer here. So
Of course.
otherwise, I'm stuck like you are.
El, we've only died once. It took us all of 50 minutes. He grunts and motions for you to follow, taking you through the village to a large hut. Inside, you discover that the building is evidently a storage house, and a quartermaster, somewhat plumper than your guide, is seated at a table. The villager explains you wish to do business and leaves you with the fat man, who bids you take a seat. The merchant has the following items for sale. If you're interested in any of them, turn to the reference indicated. Okay, we have here a herbalist's potion, a fine-edged broadsword, a musical pipe, an axe with strange carvings, a bag containing teeth, or a fine glittering jewel.
Ooh.
So 6 things to go for. And we can go for multiple ones if we want.
I like the axe.
I think we should all vote for the first one. Potion, broadsword, pipe, axe, bag with teeth, or jewel. 16 people now in chat. Let's have some votes.
I'm all for the ruined axe.
Yeah, I'm stuck between the teeth and the jewel. We've got a sword, surely. We didn't come out here without a sword.
We've got,
I need
we've got
another
a
one.
basic sword. We've got a basic sword.
Can you buy the lot?
I don't know how much the
Yes, we can buy. Well, we can't buy more than one elf bait, but we can buy one of each item.
Got you. How much dosh do we have? How much dough?
we've got 20 gold pieces. So
Yeah.
shall we inquire about the axe then? It is open shopping, yes.
Can you grab it all
Pipe.
and run? How sickly do these people look?
This one's well fed.
Ah, he won't catch us then.
This is the village gaming nerd.
Comic book guy sat there.
Yes.
How many
Big.
onion buns do we have in the group? No.
Dan, have you seen Mage's Musings channel at all?
I have not.
Yeah, no, that's the onion buns reference. Onion buns is a halfling in Mage's Musings game.
Did he steal from the party and then have to run away? So.
He did have to steal from the party and went away. He did steal from the party after went away. Yes.
Dirty bastard.
There's no option to kill the trader, Elfbait.
So bugger.
At least not yet. Let's get the axe first. Let's make sure he's unarmed.
Let's examine the axe.
Okay, let's examine the axe. Okay. Axe. The strange carvings are in a familiar language, but the quality of the shaft and the head indicate that the axe is well used and may not last many more battles. The merchant wants 7 gold pieces for the weapon. You may pay his price and take the axe, or you may bargain.
Nah,
If you
surely
wish to bargain, roll 2 dice. So roll lower than 7 indicates you're a hard bargainer, and he will accept this roll. If you roll over 7, your bartering angers him, and you must raise that and he will raise the price. Shall we? It doesn't say what the runes say, but
Well, I'm just asking that. Does he raise the price in everything or just the axe?
it looks like it only raises the price on the axe.
Well, my view is let's bargain with it, and if it's over 7 gold, let's not buy an axe.
Okay, just chat when I go with that.
I'm with that. I'm happy to barter for this old-looking rusty axe with the runes.
If we can get it for like 2, 3, or 4 gold, then
For sure.
I think, yeah. Go on then. No. You want to see what I rolled? He wants 10 gold pieces for the axe.
Yeah,
no axe then. Screw the axe. Yep. Okay. Let's go back again. Roll the 10, man.
I saw the teeth come up a few times earlier.
Yes.
Can we examine the teeth?
The teeth was the next most popular option. So shall we go for teeth?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go for the teeth.
Nut thought about the pipe as well. So
Oh no, my view is let's go through all of them, but you know.
Yeah.
And let's bargain for the things that we think are maybe bad for us.
Yes. Okay. Bag of teeth.
Bargain for everything.
You ask what sort of teeth the bag contained, but he will only tell you creature teeth. And he certainly will not trust you to look through the bag. But he'll charge you 3 gold pieces for the bag of teeth. Shall we buy the teeth? 3 gold pieces for the teeth. Yay or nay?
It's not a bad deal. Like, I've bought teeth in my day. I was at the dentist the other day, 190 quid. Jesus.
Oh,
how much?
Well,
I had a fill-in, 190 quid.
990?
I must have fell off my seat.
190.
Oh,
190. I think it's about translates to about $230.
Yeah, well, I was all thrilled when it went down to like 105 to the pound, and it was like, oh, I'm gonna buy some stuff overseas now. Then went up about 115. Like, I'll hold off.
Whole country went into meltdown that day. It's good old times. Good old times.
I'm okay with buying the teeth. I mean,
yeah, and me.
Yes, I like Grumpy Old Slant and Tuca when he buys the gun. Absolutely Grumpy Old Slant, but we have to do that on the broadsword. We can't do it with the teeth. We have to do it with the broadsword.
So we're buying the teeth, are we? Bag of teeth. Okay. 280.
280 teeth. That ain't bad.
No, we turn back to 280.
Disappointing.
We can only hope they're dragon teeth, Praxis. Right, we've got the potion, the broadsword, the pipe, and the jewel.
I say let's go look at the. Actually, you know what? I'd like to see the pipe.
Yeah, let's have a look at the pipe.
There was a vote for pipe before. Can't remember who voted for pipe. Yes, complete set of the teeth. Dalvanar. You're too young to know about the teeth of Dalvanar, Dan.
Are those from, or was it Guavinar, the one with the Conan?
It was the teeth of Dalvanar. They were an AD&D artifact.
Yeah.
And they became more powerful and more dangerous to you the more teeth you found and put in your own mouth.
Oh, I remember those.
If it's that old, it must be the dentures of Delvanane.
I was just thinking the teeth of Glenar or whatever they're called in Conan. So.
Yeah.
With the teeth of Dalvanar, you had to knock out one of your own teeth and place the tooth in your mouth and it would graft in.
It's not ideal. Telling this to a man a day after he's had a filling. God.
I like them as a magic item. They're the sort of artifact as a DM I would give out with some regularity because I think they're fun.
Yeah.
And the low level powers are quite gentle.
I'm just thinking that the characters are going around trying to find the guy that has the other teeth to knock him out. You know.
Yeah. Well, don't you kill the person if you take the teeth out? They can only be removed on death.
I don't know. You know, it's maybe I've been watching a bit too many of the.
I had a character who had the eye of Vecna in 5th edition. And I had to describe how I gouged my own eye out and put this eye in.
Plop it back in, yeah.
I thought it was better whenever they had lost the eye and they're like, "Oh, I found a magical eye. I'll just put it in."
Right? Are we? Yeah. So, are we going for the pipe? Is that?
Yes. Pipe.
Have a look at the pipe.
Yes.
Don't need to purchase. We'll just have a nosy.
Just have a nosy at the pipe. Okay, nosy at the pipe. What's the pipe like? How much do you want for the pipe? Roll 1d6. That's the price in gold pieces that the merchant is asking for the pipe.
Are we at 2? Yeah, I'd go for that.
Two's reasonable. That's 5 gold spent.
Yep. Does chat agree? Shall we buy the pipe for 2 gold pieces?
Do we know anything more about the pipe, or does it just say it's a pipe?
It was a musical pipe.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, I like those. I like those better than regular pipes.
Schmock it.
Toothbrushes were invented in Norfolk, otherwise they'd been called teeth brushes.
Oh. I was thinking all of us are trying to go for more teeth so we can become like George Washington.
He used to soak his teeth in port, didn't he, or something?
He had a set of ivory dentures.
I know he had dentures, but I thought he soaked them in alcohol to give them flavour. Was that an old wives' tale?
Okay, so we have the pipe, and then what? Well, yeah, I mean,
there's a potion, sword, and jewel. Potion, sword, and jewel.
I like the potion.
Yeah, can you tell us more about the potion?
Yeah, when I played American football at university, and I had a mouth guard that I just kept in my bag, and I kept meaning to soak it, and whenever I'd forget, came to use it again, and I'd pull it out of the bag, and it'd be covered in mud and bits.
Lovely.
Put it in my mouth.
Nice.
Yes. I was an old school fullback in American football. You don't see many of those nowadays.
Well, the fullback is one of those that either does great or they just disappear. That's one of those that I know for the Cowboys for years they had a really good fullback.
I wasn't versatile in any way, shape, or form. You couldn't give me the ball really because I was a bit headless. I didn't have great hands, but at 5'5" and weighing rather a lot for my height, and being short and somewhat square, and being quick off the mark, I was a nightmare for linebackers. And if our ground game, if it looked like the sort of typical muddy pitch we used to play on, we'd just go ground and pound, and it would just be like I formation, lead, and I'd lead the halfback through the hole, and aim for linebackers' knees.
Well, that's what most of the
dirty
fullbacks
shots.
do, but the really good ones also have the can run and catch and some other things.
Yeah.
You know.
College American football in Britain is very, very. Most of the people on the team had never played before, so
A lot of ex-rugby lads down in Portsmouth.
yes.
A lot of ex-rugby lads who didn't qualify for the rugby team. They played for the American football teams instead.
Yeah, we had a lot of ex-rugby lads as well. Ex-rugby league players mostly up in Leeds.
Yeah.
And there were some absolute nutters.
I can
Absolute
imagine.
nutters.
In Leeds.
Yes. So, potion then. Right, okay. 107. For this potion, he demands 4 gold pieces and the price is not negotiable. Shall we buy a potion?
Oh, his stubbornness sounds interesting.
And it doesn't tell us what these do after we buy them.
It doesn't say anything. It doesn't say
Oh,
anything
okay.
about what it does.
How much we spent 5 so far, haven't we? And we've got 20.
Yes. 4 gold pieces for a potion.
Do we save the money to spend when we get? Was it Dumpus you said earlier?
Dumpus.
I feel like we might be able to find some dump trucks in Dumpus.
I know we have to spend 3 in provisions or 2 in provisions. So
We've got 11 left.
So I'm kind of the opinion of let's go ahead and buy the potion.
Is that 11 left after the potion?
No, that'd be 11 after the potion.
It'll be 11 left if we buy the potion.
We still got
15 at the moment.
decent chunk there.
Well, we didn't even make it to a fight last time, so at this point we can do the we can see if any of these things will work, and then maybe on the 3rd or 4th round we can try it again.
There was a sword as well, wasn't there?
Yes, there was, and a jewel.
I want to try the sword as well, but I really don't care about a jewel.
I think it's probably best to come back to the potion. It's probably a definite maybe at this stage.
Oh, okay. Definitely.
If we don't,
Definite maybe. Okay, let's check out the sword. See how much he wants for the sword. 214.
Yeah, well, we gave up the magic axe, but that's because we thought it would break at some point.
Yeah, it sounded like it was at the end of its life, didn't it?
And it was too expensive anyway. So
yeah, 10 gold.
Well, even 7 gold sound too high to me.
The sword has a fine cutting edge and has been honed by a master craftsman. Roll 2 dice. This is the price in gold pieces that he wants.
2 ones. Come on.
What do we get? Ooh, 7. You know what? Yeah, okay. I'm going to pay that. That seems normal.
So, do we buy the sword for 7 gold pieces? Yay or nay?
Half of the remaining gold.
Yes.
Rounded down.
It is a shopping session at the moment. Yes.
I'm laughing because Prax just put buy the sword. Yes, it can cut either way.
Can we dual wield? One in each hand.
I
Spells flying out the mouth at the same time, foffing on everyone.
I don't think that's an option, sadly.
Sadly.
No.
Yeah, but we don't have a master sword, Grumpy. We gotta go.
Ah.
Yeah. Is
So
it
I
a
was thinking-
thirsty sword? Well, I don't know.
You run in, you shout hot, and then you swing your swords at the same time. Nothing could stand up against that.
The easiest way is to see if you'll get stabbed by it or not. You know.
Exactly.
We're buying the sword. Yes, it looks like people saying we're buying the sword. So
Can you barter on this sword?
No,
Ah,
not an option. 280. Should
It
we
had
check out the price?
illegitimate parents, right? So,
exactly. I do apologise. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I think I can hear the little one. Such is the joys of gaming with me.
Yes. How old is he now?
He's
9 months?
10 months now.
10
Nine
months.
and a half. 9.5.
can he walk yet? That's the big thing.
I don't believe he can yet.
Oh, okay.
Shall we check the value of the jewel before we decide on whether to buy the potion or not?
Yeah, let's go look at the jewel. Just out of curiosity.
What does chat think? Shall we check out the jewel?
Well, we could lose one Halakar.
Yes, there were two kids in Dan's house. Him and his wife have got Jensen, who's not yet one, and one other child whose name I can't remember, who's a little bit older.
They're not yours. You don't have to remember their names. They're just, boy, girl.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we don't have to buy the jewel, Squirrel Hermit. We just want to look at it.
Yeah, so we'll check out what he wants for it. The jewel turned to 60. Let's see. Oh. We can't afford it.
Oh, okay.
The jewel is large and looks very valuable. It is set in a tarnished mount. Its price is 10 gold pieces.
Oh, yeah, screw that.
We haven't got 10 gold pieces. Right, so we've got 8 gold pieces left. Do we get the potion or not?
I say go for the potion.
To buy the potion or not to buy the potion? It's not an option, L, to kill him. We're lawful good in this.
I'm sorry, for L, we're just lawful L because we're playing basic. No chaotic. My new. I was thinking originally, Alphabet, you're going to go cancel Onogord.
Conal Lancelgorn. Yes. Conal Lancelgorn. Yes. Surely it should be Conal Lancelgornamere. Then you've got the 4 in there because there's four in Mullins to Gandaldor, isn't there?
Conal Lancelgord. So that's the problem with long names. If you don't start putting in spaces, they're all going to be mispronounced no matter what.
I remember when I was playing, we talked about computer games the other night. I used, if I was there were some of those muds that allowed player killing. And if I had a player killing character, I would always give them a Welsh name, because it make it really hard for people to attack me in return.
Oh, geez.
With lots of double L's in the name.
Well, I remember sometimes. Yeah, that's. Oh, yeah.
I signed into one server and called my character Clanticilio. And I think I got banned off the server in 20 minutes when the mods saw my name.
You know what? I have never seen Mary Poppins in my life.
One of my kids did. They did a Mary Poppins as a school play. It's my lad, and he was in it. Can't remember what character he had.
Well, let's see. Speaking of which, my son won't play role-playing games with me, but he'll be in the little movie here doing fantasy. I'm not sure if he's going to be the elf or the orc. So, you won't play games with me, son, but you'll go. But when I take you to film camp, you will. That said, he's the only boy. Well, no, actually, this one has another boy in it. But for the longest time, he was the only boy in the volleyball and in the film camp. And so I was like, yep, I understand why you want to keep going back to film camp. Was it a QR code, Elfbait, or was it just the line? Oh, sorry.
Right, so have we decided whether we're going to buy this potion or not yet? So you stay, I'll go.
All right, we're at 3 potions. No, we didn't buy it. We just looked at the potion initially, though.
So we're buying the potion. That takes us down to 4 gold. And we have the potion. Right. So we've bought the bag of teeth, the musical pipe, broadsword, and the potion. Let's go. You bid the merchant farewell and leave the hut. If you have bought any artifacts from him and you're anxious to know what they are, turn to 126. Are we anxious to know what they are? Yes. Yeah, I think we are. I think I can jump ahead of you there. You may investigate your purchases by turning to the appropriate references as indicated. Okay. So I'll read out what we've bought. You open the stopper on the bottle of the potion and take a sniff. Phew, the pungent odor of blimberry juice hits your nostrils. It's a strange fruit which ordinarily would not be eaten by humans or animals, having such a foul smell. But its medicinal properties have been discovered by all species, and it appears to be nature's healer. It restores 3 stamina points, but can be used in some sorcery.
Ooh, okay.
So, okay. We've got the broadsword. The broadsword is a fine weapon, and you are amazed at your bargain. It's +1 to our attack strength. Yes. Good call. The pipe. The pipe is made of bamboo, and you blow it. It gives off a lively little note. Okay. A bag of teeth. The teeth in the bag are indeed from various creatures, several from death hounds, 3 from an ape, 4 from a goblin, 2 from a snatter cat, and a large molar from a giant. There we go. So we have a musical pipe, bag of teeth with a giant's tooth in there, a broadsword giving us +1, and a potion giving us +3 stamina. I think that was a marvelous selection. I'm not going to look up the other 2 we didn't get, just in case.
Oh man!
And...
well. I mean, not that we buy it. It's too late anyway. I'm just curious what the axe would do.
No, if we play through again, we'll decide then. Yeah, Elle, there are spell components and there are parts of spells you can find. We have 6 spells at the moment. Can everyone remember what the spells are? Zap, Hot, Law, Foff, Dumb.
And did we do it?
Wow.
There's a what is the lop or whatever it is? The one that's I don't know. Did we get wall?
We got wall, yes, wall.
Okay.
It's a protective wall. Oh, okay. You press onward. We haven't got the option to go to the inn. You press onwards out through Cantapani along a path leading to the Shamutanti hills. However, you feel a little uneasy while passing the huts on the fringes of the village. Hissings from within, sly faces which disappear from the doorways as you pass make you feel decidedly unwelcome, and you are glad to be leaving. At the edge of town, you pass a large boulder, and as you do, 2 rough-cut villagers spring out with swords drawn. They are bandits. They demand that you hand over your backpack.
Oh, screw that. We just spent our money. No, we're not giving you anything.
Okay, so, we can hand over our backpack or we can fight them. Fighting bandits or giving them all our stuff. I think I know what's going to win here. Round 1, fight. Fight.
I apologise, I am back.
They're back in time for some fight.
Baby's had a beer, I've had a bottle. We're all good.
So Dan, basically the potion will heal us 3 health, and the sword gave us +1 attack. So now we're at what now? 10 attack.
Yes.
Decent.
Yes.
And we of course grabbed the teeth too, but there was nothing in there besides some weird animals and a giant's tooth.
Oh, nice.
The bandits growl and advance. We fight them in turn. Okay, the first bandit has skill 7 and stamina 6. We've got skill 9 +1 to our attack rolls to make 10, and we have stamina 19. We're going to kick his ass. Oh, it does say here, alternatively, you may choose a spell.
Ooh.
And it lists 5 spells we can pick from here.
Ooh.
We can try Foff, which we know, Jig, which we don't, Bam, which we don't, Law, which we know, or Yaz, which we don't.
How come it lists spells that we don't know?
There's actually a spell book with about 40 spells in. That's the advanced version of the book where you can choose your own 6 spells. I just, for the purpose of this, I took the default selection.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, Zap and Hot were the 2 damage dealing ones, but don't you take doesn't it take a toll on your
the spells we know are cost 4 stamina. But we don't know Bam, Squirrel, so
Zap or Hot.
Yeah,
these guys.
They're not. We're in we're by the town, so it's not offering them those. We can use the ones we know are Foff and Law in this list.
Law was control, wasn't it?
Yes, and then Foff was force field.
Yeah, that's just going to help us in the ensuing combat, I imagine.
And Law, I thought only worked on dumb creatures. So
That's why I thought law was you can control idiots.
Or is that dumb? We've got a
Actually,
spell
yes. Dumb.
But then they've only got skill 7s and low stamina, so we could just fight them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Fight.
Smash them into the floor with our new sword. Got to use it somehow.
I agree with Omanal and Dan. So what does chat reckon? We spell them or we fight them? Spell or fight? And just start fighting.
Well, which spell is the question, guys? You can't just say spell. You have to tell us which one. L says
Yeah.
Spoff. Yeah, come at me, bro.
Are we fighting? Paint the ground with their giblets. Yes, yes. I think it looks like we're fighting. With our magic spear and helmet. Right, first round. Bosh. Second round. Bosh.
Nice.
Third round. Yeah, Bosh. Killed the first bandit. He only had 6 stamina. We do 2 stamina per hit. Second bandit's got 8 stamina. Still got only got skill 7. So we've got a 3 advantage on the roll. For the Dan, if you remember, this is 2d6 versus 2d6, and you add your skill.
Yeah. So you got the +3, was it?
Yeah. So that's 9, 9, 3, 4. Yeah, we've won that one. 4, 5, won that one. And 8, 11, we've tied. 10, 10. Well, 4 5s there. Marvelous. Yeah, we've beaten them. Killed the bandits.
All
XP.
thanks to the new sword.
Yes.
Because some of those ties would have been losses.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Wise words.
You search through the pockets of the bandits but find nothing there. That's why they were committing banditry. Setting off again along the path, you continue for half an hour until the way ahead becomes an uphill incline. You reach a fork which offers you 2 ways forward. I think we've been to this fork before. Oh yes, it's him.
Oh, yes.
Daddy Treebeard.
It's the man who's stolen Hungar's beard. So yeah, I'll. This is he's been traveling from Dumpus. Where he was waylaid by Elvins, and he gives us part of a spell book, which I will re-add to. And I'll read the rhyme again. See him, though he sees you not, the black-eyed creature creeps, a guardian once, but now his lot the key to freedom keeps. So, here we are. Shall we go the highway into the hills? Shall we go the low way into the valley? Or shall we investigate the buzzing? Old Greg.
Did he flash us on the way down? I'm sticking with my original choice of the high road.
I'm going low road. Well, and remember there is the buzzing too, right? So, but I don't want to get.
We don't talk about the
injured.
buzzing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Halakar's given us a list of his votes because he's got to go to drive home now.
Well, yeah. Help the old man, of course, which I guess is what we're doing. Yes.
I like driving in the snow. When I did my motor racing, I used to have a big old Peugeot 406 Estate as my main road car, and I taught myself to left foot brake, which is a rallying technique, when it snowed around here in my 406 Estate. Which about 2 o'clock in the morning, got fresh snow, belting around the local estate, learning to brake with my left foot while keeping my right foot flat on the throttle. In a 406 Estate, yes.
Danger driving.
Yeah, well,
drove to Cardiff. Was it about 6-7 years ago now? We had that beast from the East Storm.
Yes.
And I had to pick someone up from Leamington, so I had to divert the complete opposite direction of Cardiff. By the time I got to Leamington, the snow was already settling on the motorway, which had been gritted for like 5 days prior. By the time I got about, I'd probably say to about Worcester, the snow was about a foot deep. And as you can imagine, once you get to the end of the M5 and you hit the roads that are coming into Newquay and Cardiff, it was just unbelievable.
Savage.
How many cars which were abandoned at the side of the road. And my little Seat Leon, which it's like a 1.9 engine for such a small car, was just ploughing through the snow like it was no one's business. I was very surprised. I had new tyres on it as well, which can help the whole situation. And we in the end, me and my friend only got caught on one hill as we came into Cardiff. And all these cars were slipping and sliding down the hill. And I just had my friend pushing it from behind whilst I was revving it and flicking up this old dirty snow in his face. Got there in the end and I parked it in a snowdrift and I couldn't find my car for about 48 hours.
They buried my car in my first year at university.
Nice.
I went outside and I was like, everyone in our hall was. I wondered why they were all coming in and sitting down and chatting to me and keeping me occupied. Then I went outside 3 hours later and they were all grinning out the windows. And there was this big igloo out the front. And my car was somewhere underneath it. Hey. Right. Okay.
At least it was warm inside.
Yes. Anyway, people are saying we have. Let's have a look at these votes. One high road, one low road, one high road, 2 low roads, and 1 buzzing. 3 high roads, 2 low roads, and 1 buzzing. So 15 people in chat so far. 3 have gone for high road, 2 have gone for low road, 1 has gone for buzzing. Would anybody else like to vote?
I'm just thinking we can get injured by messing with the bees, so that's why I'm trying to avoid that one.
That's true.
So I was saying low road.
I'm sticking high, as I said, higher up. Always
We're
the
now
high
at
road.
4 high, 5 low, 1 buzzing. Hello, Master Blaster. So that's another low road. Low road's now on 6 votes.
I clearly don't have a trustworthy voice. That's what it is. In comparison.
We just died on the high road.
We died on a
die on the high-
specific direction on the high road.
We're going on the low road then. All right, okay. Low way along the valley, 164. The path winds alongside a bubbling stream and you follow it onwards along the west bank. The valley you are in becomes narrower, but you soon come across a flat, grassy bank where you may stop and eat provisions. Shall we have our lunch now, or shall we continue? We haven't eaten yet today, have we?
We haven't eaten, have we?
No,
No.
we have to eat.
We could eat now, or if we get a chance to camp later, we could potentially eat like last time. I feel like we didn't lose any stamina in that fight, did we?
No.
Mm-mm. No.
Eat or continue? Eat or continue? Crack on, lunch.
Well, whenever we camp, we can eat then too, right? So
We can smoke that pipe that we bought.
It's a pipe you play.
Oh, pan pipe.
Mhm.
Yes.
Get naked and just stand in the river up to our knees and play it like the good old days.
Come here, fish. Come here.
Swim into my pipe.
That's
The
what my
other one.
That's what my character do on a Monday, isn't it, Dan?
Classic. Which one? Which one of his 3 legs?
Yes, I'm playing a satyr. I play a proper Greek myth satyr, and they were fair. Yeah. Okay.
If anyone's seen an alligator gar, it's like, maybe I won't do that.
Oh, sorry. I just literally ran to the fridge to grab my final beer of the night.
Reminds me, he's top line up.
Oh, I'm on the old brew dogs, as usual.
I'm still on my birthday beers.
Oh, see, your birthday's not so bad. You're still. I mean, look at what you
Birthday
got
was
for
in
it.
January.
I only ever drink when I'm on stream with you lot, so that's I've still got half of them left.
Sums up how bad this lot are, then, to be honest.
I'm just thinking what he's saying is that we've all made him start drinking.
It's an excuse to have a beer on a Friday night.
Exactly.
Right. No, we haven't got many people who voted so far. We're on 3 crack on, 2 eat. So at the moment,
I'm gonna go keep going.
okay, so that's 4 now on crack on, 2 eat. So unless there's sudden votes for eating, we are cracking on.
To try and persuade said people, I would argue that if we'd taken a bit of damage, if we had a few cuts in that fight, I'd have said, sit down, tend to your wounds, have a splash, and then carry on. But because we're pretty fresh,
Yeah.
Carry on and wait until we get to nightfall. We're coming soon.
Though I'm beginning to feel that maybe I should have listened to Elle and checked out the bees, but we'll see.
I don't think John
Okay,
Carroll 5s and 6s
Squirrel has just voted for eating. The tests that test stream, I do apologize to any people who dived in on that. I was attempting to use OBS to link to YouTube to stream me playing Ultima Underworld, and 3 times in a row OBS came up with an overload error about 4 or 5 seconds into the stream and just kicked me out. So that's all he ever got. It didn't work properly. My computer just can't cope with OBS, which is a shame. Need more RAM. Like those streams were live for all of about 10 minutes, and I got about 30 odd hits on them. People were diving in saying, "Oh, what's he doing there? What's he doing?" And all they were 4 or 5 seconds of a screen locked up because OBS was playing silly buggers. Right. Okay, so we're on 4-4 now, which is an absolute pain. So I'm going to roll 1d6. Odds and evens. Odds, we crack on. Evens, we eat.
You need a
I
daddy
have
and mummy.
rolled. I have rolled. So I'm afraid we're going to sit down and eat.
Oh no! Well, that's
It's a 9 upside down. It's odd.
Okay. We don't need to add any stamina, which might be a bit of a waste, but we continue. We've only got 1 set of provisions left. It might not be good. We continue on our journey. I can see us starving to death.
Yeah.
You continue along the path for several hours, taking you deeper into the valley. Presently, the sun begins to set, the air becomes cooler, and you start to consider whether to find a suitable site to camp for the night. Or shall we continue without sleep? Camp or sleep? Camp or continue, sorry. Camp or continue?
Camp. I will write my suggestion in, of course. You've already told us what happens in the night on the previous death. The occasional mishap.
Yes.
But I can imagine it's pretty much guaranteed that you'll stumble into a nasty night creature if you carry on.
Okay. Everyone's diving for the campsite.
well, we have to camp. I mean, don't we? So.
Oh. You find a suitable shelter in the rocks on the bank of the stream and bed down for the night. If you have not eaten since you left the outpost, blah, 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 yeah, we have eaten. Eventually, you drift off to sleep, soothed by the babbling of the stream. A short while later, you are awakened by a splashing noise. Looking out from your shelter, you see a strange sight. 3 small, thin, man-like creatures, glowing with a dull red luminescence, are throwing stones into the stream. Every so often, they chirp with glee as a good shot sends a fish flying into the air, as if pulled by magical force. Each fish floats across the water and lands at their feet. Will we sit tight and hope they don't see us, or shall we stand up and hail them?
Stranger danger.
Those are men?
Oh, Jesus. It's like the Fates, but worse.
As long as they aren't cutting any cords, I think we'll be okay.
I agree with General Nut's suggestion again at the bottom, if it's possible.
General Nut, we've just sat down and ate, so we're okay.
All right, we're at 4 hails.
Hail and well met. Looks like we'll hail them. Okay.
Like,
Good evening, strange
dark
pixie
forest.
folk. As they see you, they all point and gabble excitedly to one another. One of them rises into the air and flies across, hovering over to you to take a closer look. Shall we attempt to speak with him, or shall we hold our ground and prepare to take defensive action? Shall we talk, or shall we sort of hold our sword and go, don't come any closer?
I want some fish. I want to speak.
Yeah. Chuck some rocks into the river.
Speak, hold. Oh, General Nuts disagreeing. Speak, friend, and enter. We have 5 talks versus 1 hold your ground. But 16 people in chat, so this could go in the other direction. Any more votes? Hello, Larissa. All right, 6 go for speak. Speak is now 5 ahead of so General Nut, you've been outvoted this time. 113. The creature jumps in the air as you greet him and cautiously comes closer. Seeing that you mean no harm, he invites you to join with his companions. Shall we join them? Or shall we say that we'd rather stay where we are and rest?
That's a very open-ended one.
Yes. Do we go and join the strange water pixie things? Or shall we stay where we are and rest? I don't know. It doesn't say.
One of us. Yes, I like that, Al.
I mean, I've been up for dipping my toes for a few pages now, so I think I want to join them. I want to dip my toes, catch some fish, have a good time. You never know.
General Nut, there's one person who gets outvoted in every single one each week, and it seems to be you this week.
If we don't drown and die,
Smart one.
With Mage's musings there, but no, I like the L with the what was it called? Freaks. One of us. One of us. One of us.
In fairness, drowning sounds a lot more peaceful than dodging a pit trap and then getting impaled by a spike. So I feel like if I'm going to die, I'd rather drown.
Okay, so joining is winning at the moment. Let's press on and go with join. Larissa, we're on our second attempt at this book already. It's already killed us once.
Well, we've actually had a fight this time. Last time we died without even having a fight.
The creatures are elvins, mischievous little half-humans. They live in a village not far up the river, and they are fond of impish pranks. Every so often they will disappear, and as you search around nervously, reappear suddenly in front of you just to make you jump. They are able to turn their glow on and off at will, and another favourite trick is to extinguish their glow and drop down in front of you. More often than not, this means you fall over them, causing considerable merriment to all but you. Nevertheless, you keep your temper. You do appear to be hindering their progress, and after an hour or so, they tire of you and vanish into the woods along the riverside. You wait in vain for them to reappear and eventually decide to find another suitable shelter for the night and get some rest. You awake again at sunrise and continue along the path.
They must be Scottish. That's all I can think.
Have you
Bastard.
eaten since leaving the outpost settlement yesterday? Yes, we have. You continue on your way and approach a rope bridge strung precariously between two boulders. You may either continue along the path on your side of the water, or shall we try and cross the river on the bridge and follow a path running over a small hill? So shall we stay on our side of the water, or shall we try and cross the bridge?
I mean, it's 50-50, that one, isn't it? I'd probably say stay on our
is.
side. Do we know anything that's further ahead, or
No. We've gone a completely different route to last time, so
yeah? Keep our feet on solid ground for me. Got a lot of canals in Birmingham. You don't want to fall into one of them.
Well, I have to laugh because General Nut was like, "Don't trust him," and I was like, "Go cross the bridge." You know?
Trust the cheeky elven bridge.
That's right. All right. I'll throw this in there because this may be round number 3 if we fall in, but
okay. Praxis is our side. Slan says our side. El says bridge. Dan, you've said our side. General Nut says bridge. Major's Musings is hinting at bridge. Master Blaster says our side. Larissa says our side. Omenal says cross the bridge. It is 5-4 to our side at the moment.
I think that I should always, argue with Dan there, just so that we'll always counterbalance and really won't matter.
I'll be the little devil on his shoulder. You be the little angel.
Oh, okay.
So 5 at the moment say our side, 4 say the bridge. Any more votes? 13 people in chat at the moment.
Well, we know there has to be something valuable across the bridge, else they wouldn't build it.
That is true, but it has said that it is a precariously strung rope bridge.
Oh, I know. That's why I said
Yes.
we may be on round number 3 if our luck doesn't hold.
Squirrel has gone for stay put, which puts us on 6 for staying on our side. So, and 6 tends to be the magic number.
You pushed us over, Squirrel.
You continue along the riverside path for several hours until you reach a wide bend. In the elbow of the bend ahead, you see a cluster of huts made out of thatched branches and twigs. A fire in the center of the huts wafts smoke into the air, but not a sound comes to the village. Shall we continue into the village or leave the path and go up to the hills and try to avoid it?
Aren't we supposed to be looking for an elf village? So why not go in the village? Because
shall we go into the village or shall we leave the path?
We have one supply left, one little ration of food. But at the same time, I'm a very nervous guy after those bees. So,
well, the bees didn't even get us.
Yeah, I know, that's the problem.
Oh,
They teased us. They tickled our pickle.
I don't know what you're doing with bees, but
tickling his pickle.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that he's
Show
like
me the honey,
slapping this.
mummy.
Yeah. He's like, well, there's a reason I have 2 children. No.
2 is the perfect amount of kids, in my opinion. Any more than that is carnage. All right.
Pure mayhem.
Yes.
If we had more than one supply left, I'd say wait on the outskirts and see what's going on in town. But I think
So
we
you
need
want to
find
go
some
and steal
supplies.
supplies from innocent villagers, yeah?
Oh, depends. How innocent are they?
Well,
Well,
maybe they're those elves and they're friendly. So
Yeah,
well,
then
we
we
shall
got to
find
kick them.
out. We enter the village cautiously, creeping around the huts, but the place appears to be deserted. A fire burns in the center of the camp in a pit, and a pile of logs stands nearby. Shall we poke around the huts, or shall we call out to see if we can attract somebody's attention? So, oh, I need light. Need light.
Oh, it's going to be these little bastards, ain't it? Oh, Jesus. John's gone dark. The Elvins have hit him. Going
Wife
against
and
my
dog.
better
That's what
judgment here.
arriving. Dog is on my pillow, wagging her tail on my pillow. She's upside down.
That's not a very nice thing to call the other half.
No, she's on her own pillow.
I don't care what anyone says. If you want to find true love, get a dog.
Yeah. You right, doggy do? Hello?
I mentioned getting a second because we originally had 2 cats, but one of them ran away a few weeks back. 2 sisters. And I mentioned casually on the walk home the other day to my other half that we should potentially get another cat, and she's been cat shopping now for 3 days solid. Mistakes were made, and I can't go back.
I have no problems with cats as long as they can bark.
All over the carpet. Every time.
I'm not a cat person, so.
No.
I was always a dog person until I met the other half, and I realised cats are actually so much more agreeable when you're actually the owner of the house.
Oh, okay.
And when you pay for the holidays as well, it's like, I can do what I want. Don't have to worry.
I finish a whole
Sticking a
cat.
cat or yeah.
Well, that's what leftovers are for. They're praxis.
Exactly. Hide them around the house, they'll find them.
Actually, I thought it was funny because I just ignore it. I would ignore the cat when I had a girlfriend, and she got mad because the cat liked me better than her. Like she's like, you don't even call it. I said, all cats' names are Cat. Okay, they don't deserve their own name. And the cat would lay on my chest and just like sit there like, well, fine, I'll pet you.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to call out by the looks of things. Not many of you wanted to poke. 42.
Turns out it's a heat-seeking pit trap, and it's followed us here.
Oh.
You walk up to the fire in the center of the village and call out loudly. There is no response. As you wait for some sign of life, you begin to feel dizzy. Too late, you realize the fumes from the fire are overpowering you. You fight to keep consciousness, but without success, and you slump to the ground. Oh, there's a little bit of a lack of logic. Oh. When you awake, you find yourself inside a hut, but with your hands bound. Seeing you stir, a creature above the door, by the door jumps to its feet. In fact, it jumps above its feet and now hovers attentively in the air, watching you. Your guard is manlike, but short and thin. You've been captured by Elvins. Elvins are impish creatures, more mischievous than malevolent. They love pranks and practical jokes, yes, we know. Soon several have gathered in your room. They ask whether you are a magician, and if so, will you show them some tricks? Shall we perform for them?
Oh,
Yes.
What magic spells can we cast, John?
It just says, can we perform for them?
Yeah,
well,
I'll perform.
We'll
got
just
the
do
panpipes.
dumb. Yep. Oh yeah, you're right. The pipes, the dumb. Yep.
Can we play the pipes?
We'll find
Well,
out.
it says if we perform for them, turn to 132. Otherwise, turn to 218. So, do we agree to perform?
Yes, perform.
Yes, perform the shit out of this. We're in agreement.
Yeah.
Devil and angel on each shoulder, rubbing our hands together.
We got roofied by the Ramones. Yes. Okay, we've said we'll perform. It hasn't said which spells we can perform with yet.
Let's just start performing the
Okay.
safety dance.
Right. Okay. They release your hands, allowing you to choose a spell to impress them with. It offers us Kid, Jap. I'm not going to ask that what that one does. Dud, Gob, and Six. We don't know any of those, do we? No, we don't know any of those. No. If you know none of these, turn to 218. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Sounds
man.
bad. Sounds bad.
I'm like, we could have done wall.
They have taken your backpack and are sorting through it, taking any items they wish. Having done this and regarding you as fairly harmless, they let you go. To decide which items they want, go through all the items you possess one by one and test your luck each time. Each time that you are lucky, you keep the item in question. And you may keep it. Each time you're unlucky, they will steal this item from you, and you must cross it off your equipment list. Include your gold and your provisions, but we don't have to deduct our luck points each time we test our luck here.
Oh, what was our luck? Was it 12 or was it 11?
Our luck is 11. So
good.
we only lose an item if I roll double 6. So I'm going to start from the bottom. I'm going to go with potion. 8, broadsword 7, pipe 5, bag of teeth 7, scrap of a spell book 4, backpack 3, our other sword 11. We've just made that one. Provisions 9, and the gold 7. They chose not to take anything. Oh, good.
These
There was a
guys
1
are
in
fucking
36
hilarious.
chance. 1 in 36 chance of them nicking stuff from us.
Congratulations, we chose right when we chose the dice earlier for the luck roll.
Yes, I think we did.
Mm.
Okay. Cautiously, you leave the village and follow the river upstream for an hour. Okay.
Are we at dump truck yet?
No.
Ah,
Right. Okay. Further along the river is another bridge over which the path leads. You cross the bridge and start heading up the hills. The path winds for some time, taking the gradient leisurely. Suddenly, an acorn lands on your head, and you hear a tittering coming from the trees above. Hey! Looking up, you can see tiny figures high in the branches, flying from tree to tree. Another acorn falls, then another. You're being pelted by elvins.
oh, they're such bastards, aren't they?
Yes. And we have another. Yeah, there.
Another image.
Yes.
When are you going to allow us to cast Foff? Is it Foff? Hot. We need hot.
It says we can protect ourselves with a spell, and it offers us Zip, Foff, Wok, Hop, or Yag.
Foth. Well, I think Foth is the only one we know of those, isn't it?
Foff.
So,
which is force field.
So, are we going to cast Foff, or are we going to just not bother casting a spell?
Now, Foff is for 4 stamina.
Costs us 4 stamina, and it's force field.
So that would definitely protect us from these little acorns. However, are we really going to take 4 stamina damage from an acorn?
I'm looking this way. Will they find it not so funny, or will they find it fun? I'm trying to forget if they're, I hope they keep giving us something, but maybe if we do a spell, maybe they'll laugh. But yeah. Isn't there a spell where you can throw acorns?
They could be Vorpal. They could be Vorpal acorns.
Yeah.
It's
You
the
haven't got
option
us
cast a
drilled.
spell or run. What are the options? Sorry, John. Cast a spell or run.
Yeah, we can cast
Yeah.
off or we can run.
That's so funny. Oh, geez. Grumpy, you're going to get banned for that. No. No, just...
Collect the acorns as rations.
It's a good shout. I'm going to suggest running. If they were throwing rocks, I'd be like, oi, none of that. But
I don't
it's
want
only
to encourage
acorns.
them. My hope is that they just go, oh, he cast this spell. We better stop. So
For those who've played the module I3 Pharaoh, if they were dropping explosive pineapples, then I'd definitely cast a force field. Anyone knows that encounter? It's got reverse gravity and exploding pineapples.
Oh, speaking of which, and I don't know how it is where you are, John, but they have Temple of Elemental Evil for $42 in the United States on Amazon. The OAR stuff, it's massive. No, wait a minute, that's as much as I paid for the normal, OAR stuff.
I've got the original first edition module. I don't intend to run that.
It's the whole Temple of Elemental Evil with the two massive books, and they have them for the same price as a single book. That is weird.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. Straight on eBay and make a profit. But actually, no. The postage on that would be huge because it's two big books, isn't it? Yeah. Anyhow, let's have a look. Most people are going for run, by the looks of things. Run has won.
Sorry, I just snuck off there because I thought I had the little one crying upstairs again.
Run has won. We made the right decision, I think. You must take 3 stamina points worth of damage. It would have cost us 4 stamina to cast a spell. As you cover your head and make your way through the downpour of acorns. Little buggers.
Little tits. How dare they? We'll get them back. We'll come back, guys.
Running ahead quickly, you're eventually out of range of the annoying little creatures. You follow the path the rest of the afternoon until you reach a point where you can see that it is running into a hill village. Oh, proceed by turning to number 28. You walk into the village. Young hill dwellers pass you, and you stare at this and stare at your strange clothes. Their own attire is rough by comparison, and everyone wears their hair long but piled onto their heads. You pass without incident into the centre of the village. Shall we look for an inn for the night, or shall we find an alehouse? All right, so the alehouse is not the inn. So hotel or pub? That's our choice.
Pub.
Hotel or pub?
As an Englishman, I'm going to have to say pub.
That's where we buy food. We need to buy more food. We only have one left, so
Definitely pub.
Yep, pub.
So we've got 2 votes for pub here, but and chat just goes pub. Yeah, that was an easy one.
Your crowd, John. You know your crowd.
Yeah. Hey, we will. What have we walked into?
Hopefully a pub.
Ooh.
That reminds me of the cover of the Assassin's Knot, if anyone remembers that adventure.
And speaking of which, just looking at the artwork for that is not on the top list from last week.
No.
The artwork is iconic.
Yeah.
In the Sorcery.
Yes.
Books.
And the cover of the Assassin's Knot module was certainly not one of the better ones. I need to do a video on bad artwork, don't I think? Right, okay. You find an alehouse and walk in. Gruff voices come from inside, but when you enter, the noise subsides, and the drinkers watch you suspiciously. Several hill dwellers sit around a table. The owner of the house tells you that you're in the village of Cristantanti and that a mug of ale will cost you 1 gold piece. Shall we leave the alehouse, buy a drink and sit down at a table next to an old man, or sit down, buy a drink and sit down at the table with a young man? All right, okay. Leave the pub, or drink with the old bloke, or drink with the younger bloke.
I'm going with
Those
the
are
old
the
boy. I
options.
bet he's got a few stories. And he might know the area a bit better than the young bloke.
Yeah, that's right. Old man.
The young bloke's going to be a bit of an upstart, isn't he? A bit like me.
That's right. You know what? I remember talking to one guy, and he said that he had a friend that used to find the ugliest girl in the bar first, and he would walk in, say, "Yeah, you and me, you want to do something?" And then walk right out with her. And he said, and they all made fun of him. He said, "Yeah, you're making fun of me now, but you have to drink for 4 hours, and when the bar closes, you're begging for her to go home with you." He says, "I just skip all that."
It's cheaper.
Fair.
Right, so I think everyone, people are saying let's have a drink with have a drink with Melinster Gandaldor. Yes,
yes, that's right.
Is that his name?
Well, that's Mage's Musing's puppet character. If you look at his Mage's Musing
that's his puppet
icon, that's his puppet. Yes, and the other one is called Ace-Eric, who's a demi-lich. But you're new to D&D.
We'll call the old guy Ye Old.
But Dan, you're new to D&D, so you won't know about Tomb of Horrors, will you?
It's completely over my head. My first instance of D&D was probably early 2000s, where I was bought I believe it was the board game at the time. I got it out. My family sat down with me for about 5 minutes and they did not want to play it. So I read through the book and it went into a cupboard. I did not pick D&D up until probably, when did we start playing, John? About 3 years ago now? If that, 2 years ago?
It was Jordan's Roll20 game, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah, we'd been playing it a few sessions. Well, I say a few sessions. We've been playing it a few months longer than that, to be honest. Prior to that, because you got bought in after one of Mike and George's friends dropped out.
Right.
So I think my first instance of understanding D&D was probably 3rd edition, but I didn't understand any of it before picking it up at 5th edition. Basically,
3rd edition is not a good place to start. It's one of the more complicated versions.
Yeah. So I understand. I played all the Baldur's Gate games back in the day, and I've played the Neverwinter Nights game, which are pretty much around the same thing.
Well, Baldur's Gate
I
2nd edition.
Can't remember anything. 2nd edition, isn't it? Yes. I just recall walking basically out of the tutorial. Well, I say tutorial very loosely. And walking into encounters and getting absolutely blasted out my face and going, I'm going to pick this game up again in 2 months' time. That's Baldur's Gate 1.
Baldur's Gate 1 is probably the best. We did a stream on Wednesday night on RPG video games, and my vote for the greatest one is Baldur's Gate 1.
Yeah.
Because it's got the freedom to wander. Okay, so the old wrinkled man. I'm preparing my wrinkled man voice for this encounter. The wife says the normal voice. You sit down and mutter some comment about the mud on the trails at this time of year. The old man grunts in agreement. Eventually, the silence gives way to noisy chatter once more, and you talk to the old man. He's at the outskirts of the village and sees much of what comes and goes in Cristantanti. He has heard of the capture of the Crown of Kings, but has little interest in world affairs. You tell him a little of yourself, and soon you are both laughing heartily as you exchange goblin jokes. Eventually, he stands to leave. There are 2 ways onward from Cristantanti, stranger, he says. One will take you past Aliana's home, and you'll need your wits about you if she is there. It leads up into the hills to the Li Kai, domain of the Great Ones. I wish the luck of Sin. Perhaps this will help you on your way. He hands you an apple-like fruit which he has grown on his farm. It is a nourishing bomber fruit, and if you eat this along with a normal meal, it will double your stamina gain. Okay.
What a nice guy.
So, you thank him and wish him a good night. It says we can add luck points for this encounter, but we haven't used any. Then you must decide whether to spend the night in the inn or wander off into the woods outside the village to sleep rough.
Let's go to the inn.
To the inn.
Should we go to the inn?
This is why my father never took me camping. He said I spent enough nights, sleeping out in the woods for work. So
so we got the old man's plums this game. When can we get the young lass's yams? Out then in.
The old man mentioned some young lass, didn't he?
yeah, but that's when we leave, right? So
Yeah, he said that she's troublesome though.
Sounds like a plan.
About you. We're going to the inn. We're going to the inn. Oh. The village inn will charge you 3 gold pieces for a night's rest and 2 gold pieces for nourishing food.
Oh.
We've got 3 gold pieces. Do we buy a meal? Have we haven't eaten today, have we? No.
We've not. We've got one ration left, and
Okay.
Yeah. She must be a redhead. I find that highly offensive. As a redhead. Well, a red beard, I should say. I'm not a redhead anymore.
Yeah, he's got no hair.
Not since my mid-20s.
Yes, Dan has a mighty beard.
The mightiest. Except for when I shave.
Ginger beard to shame.
Well, Gingerbeard has a graying beard nowadays, and Dan's isn't graying.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Mine's going strong at this stage. I don't hold any promises for the future, but
Well, here's the thing. To me, we buy the ration and sleep outside. That's what I would do. I think we need more. I think we need to get more rations because there's no rations available. Let's buy a ration and sleep.
We can't afford to get the room, and we've got 1 ration left. The room will cost us all of our remaining gold. A meal will cost us 2 of our remaining gold, leave us with 1 gold piece.
So we'd have to eat our ration and sleep, or
Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to say no to the sleep, to be honest, and take our chances in the wild.
Yes. Well, that's what I mean. Is I'd rather take my chance in the wild where we're going to camp.
Save the ration, sleep in the wild, and risk a fight.
And buy a ration. Make sure we buy a ration.
Can we buy a ration,
Yes.
or do we have to eat here?
Well, we eat the food, but it counts as a ration.
Yeah, we've got to eat, otherwise I assume we take some sort of damage.
Hell, I doubt it has a gift basket in it. And it won't be a honeymoon suite with a bottle of champagne either.
I saw Elle's comment about being replaced as well as a ginger person. Me and my girlfriend have had many comments and many discussions about ginger people being replaced in media recently. Little Mermaid comes to mind as the first one.
Well,
the most obvious one.
How did you feel about the Cartman episode about ginger?
Cartman doesn't bother me. Cartman's spot on about gingers, to be honest.
Oh, daywalkers.
Daywalkers, completely. I consider myself a daywalker. I only put factor 15 on when I go out on a cold winter's day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the little side note is, didn't they get the number? Weren't the most recruits for ISIS in England gingers because they got made fun of so much?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. We've all got to be angry at something, and gingers direct it outwards as opposed to inwards. So,
Ah, dear. Right, so we're having some food. That's our food for the day.
and then sleep outside on the bench.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mage, his musings, OSC, good luck. Hopefully you got your shipping notice. Because he bought
Enjoy the
OSC.
session. Enjoy the session. Get those Order of the Stick fold out miniatures ready. All right. The meal is just being served. If you wish to sit down to eat, pay the 2 gold pieces and have your bowl of skunk bear stew.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah, that smells yummy.
Yeah. It says we will not be able to eat our own provisions at the inn. They won't let you do that.
You expect that at a restaurant, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you wish to eat but not rest, turn to the asset we were doing. Yeah. And we add 3 stamina points for the meal as well.
Oh, good. So we got all of our health back.
Beautiful.
We have. Now might be a time to wrap up for next week, or should we go for another 10, 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
62. I never like to step on existing streamers' toes.
Well, I'm not even sure if Max, I'm not sure if you heard, but I'm not sure. Max said he was having a throbbing headache, so he was going to take a nap.
Right.
We'll see. So he may or may not show up. We'll find out.
Well, I've got work tomorrow. So.
Oh yeah. Speaking of throbbing headache, so
yeah, you creep off to the edge of the village and settle down under a tree. Here you can eat provisions if you wish. We don't need to. You try to sleep under the tree, but you are woken continually by strange noises. It says add 1 stamina point for getting some rest, but
okay.
We're already
we're
at max.
We're at maximum.
Yeah.
So let's move on to move on to number 45. Did you eat at all yesterday? We did. There were 2 ways on from the village of Shamutanti. Choose your path by turning to either 125 or 226.
Did it tell us which path?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. No.
One was north towards the land of. Was it the land of the gods or something like that? And
Yeah,
then one was west.
I would like to go north, but it's not telling us anything. It just says pick a number.
Yeah.
I remember one was north towards the land of the gods, and one was west towards a very angry.
I'm just going to say you're going to vote here: 125 or 226.
Yes.
I think that's what everyone should do: is just put down yes.
I wanted to go towards the woman, whichever way that was.
I know. I'm all for let's.
The land of the gods sounded scary.
Yeah. Well, that's the way I want to go. Then let's see if they're going to take anything. It's going to be that way.
The scary way.
That's right.
We're down to 6 people in chat. People just suddenly departed.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Disappointing.
I know.
It's because Mage's Musings has gone. I mean,
oh geez, yeah, they're all. He's the glue that bound all of the viewers together.
Yes. 125 then. It's only you, Manal, who wants to go for 226. You're being outvoted there.
Oh, that's fine. I have no stake in this other than we're going to die. So.
We're going to get pitfalled again. That heat-seeking pitfall's going to get us.
Yeah. I feel cheated and angry about that.
that was really bullshit. That was.
No.
Yeah. You dodged.
That was old.
You had
that was old
fantastic
school.
luck roll, and then you died because you dodged the trap.
That was old school. I'll have to get you to play Tomb of Horrors at some point.
I recall that very trap, to be honest, when I played it with my father back in. Gotta be about. I'd have been in my early like teens easily when I read it.
I'm going to bring up something else. Is I heard someone say that they went in Tomb of Horrors, but they're playing with a bunch of engineers, and they deconstructed the whole Tomb of Horrors. He said they bypassed effectively all the traps because they treat it like a ecological exploration. And so after
Nice.
about 2 months, they just took everything down. Like, yeah, I can see that.
You leave Cristantanti along a path which snakes out into the hills. All morning you follow it as it twists through the woods of gnarled trees until eventually you reach a clearing where another path joins it from the east. A signpost at the junction indicates that straight on is Dumpus, or westwards is Aliana.
Westwards.
So Dumpus or
Crystal
Aliana?
Hill.
Dumpus or Aliana?
I do want to get to Dumpus, don't get me wrong, but I feel like this old man told us about this tricky lady. I want to meet her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the way to her? Yeah, then let's go for the tricky lady.
I feel like Dumpus is the final. Well, it's not the final destination, but it's a decent stop on the way.
So somewhere I had all the spell books open, and then I lost it again. I wasn't even worried about the spells that we have. I was more concerned about the spells we didn't have. So, and actually, as a kid, I remember I
get any
had
more
that
spells.
I had that book actually. I had the Steve Jackson Sorcery spell book years ago.
Yeah.
So
I could have sworn you got more spells as you went along. Is what
You can do.
recall. Yeah,
You can do, yeah.
because I've
We
got the
found
6
half
up
a
in
spell.
front. Zap, Foff, Law, Dumb, Hot. Anyone who
Dumb,
knows
Hot,
me
Wow.
in John's group is I'm the note taker, so I've got it all written down in front of me, as is always the case. I'm still very disappointed that we haven't been able to cast Dumb yet, to be honest.
no, we
It's
really
gotta
haven't
come.
cast any spells to be
No,
honest.
true.
I think Foff was the only one I mentioned, and then we just took damage and we just healed it right back up. So it's like,
Yeah.
Right, so we're going west towards Aliana. Some way down the path, you come across a hut in a rather picturesque setting among trees with leaves of contrasting shades of green. Flowers decorate the walls of the hut, and the door is painted in ornate designs. You approach the door and knock, but there is no reply. Shall we enter the house, or shall we leave well alone?
we need more
House.
combat. Let's start. Let's go in. Oh, speaking of which, I
Enter
don't want to
the house.
mention this, but as I've been cheating and looking ahead, the bamboo flute does would be used for a spell if we had it.
Power gamer.
Well, it doesn't do us any good. We're not getting the spells anyway, you know.
No, I do remember the flute did have a spell attached to it from memory. We went through this book a couple of times with my my little brother as well.
I probably went through this. I just don't remember it. But I do remember having the Steve Jackson spell book.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, we've got 3 for enter, 1 for leaving the well alone.
We're not at a well.
Anyone else want to vote? There's only 7 people in chat at the moment. It's all dwindled. We've gone on for half an hour longer than usual. That must be why it is.
Now, did L disappear?
He did, yes. L disappeared and Major's music disappeared.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, well, normally don't you go until about 6? Well, normally you die before this, so you finish it, and then you got like an hour to kill. So.
Yeah.
Sounds like our usual D&D sessions, to be honest.
I like Mage's musings and contrived entrance. And another player comes in like, well, you know, when you're doing that it doesn't feel that much different, you know.
Yeah.
Was it you, Dan, who initially dubbed my game John Souls?
Yes, I was the one who came up with the name for that. Ironically, we were only level 2 at that point, and we were fighting Zvarts. And you mobilized a Zavart army against us in a very narrow corridor, and you had about 6 of them on the back line firing arrows and stones at us, and you had 3 on a bridge which were just stabbing at us with spears and just backing off, stabbing, backing off, stabbing. And I won't say it became a chore, because it almost became a meme in itself, that we were just like, oh my god, this is six level 2s against an army of little blue men.
Yeah, well, you've got to. If you go into their lair, you're going to come up against them knowing their way around and knowing what they're doing.
I think we spent about 6 to 8 sessions just exterminating these guys, just purely out of pure hatred.
No. Was this an old school game? So they got multiple attacks by the level, or?
Yeah, it was fifth. It was my 5th edition variant.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is an old school version of 5th edition.
You basically streamlined a few things and then made a lot of things a bit more realistic, like the long and short rest situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going down and taking exhaustion. It made a lot more sense.
Well, El, just for you, we're trying to get the witch. So
we're entering the house. Entering the house, as only Slan wanted to leave her alone. You open the door. The hut is neatly laid out inside, obviously the touch of a fastidious woman. Chairs are around a table. A mattress lies in one corner, and a large kitchen area indicates that whoever lives here is fond of cooking. You hear a cry from a corner hidden by a large cupboard. And as you move over, you can see a large cage in which a young woman, and quite a pretty one at that, is imprisoned. "Good stranger," she pleads, "let me out of this cage. I've been locked in here for 2 days by those mischievous elvins. Can you please help me?" Shall we help her?
No, we cannot help her. No.
Nah, no, come on, man. We hate the elvin.
No help. No help. I'm telling you, this is the witch we're not supposed to talk to. No help.
If she's locked in there and we help her, that could help us. If the elvin locked her in there, the elvin obviously hate her. We hate the elvin. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I've got to help her.
I don't help the elvin. No help for the witch. She's gonna cook us. I'm telling you.
We've got 3 options. 3 options. Help her.
Take the high road.
Ask her what's in it for us, or look around the hut for goods to steal.
Oh no! Steal goods. Steal goods.
Steal from the witch.
That's right.
She'd probably melt the cage just to get to us. I'm still going for help.
No. That's the steal the goods. Look around and steal the goods.
steal the goods. Steal the goods from a witch.
That's right. Well, she's already locked up. What's she gonna do?
She's locked up. She can still cast spells. She can foff us.
Well, if she could cast it, if she was such a spellcaster, she could have unlocked herself. She's kind of.
Is there any option to cast run away screaming like a bitch?
No, there isn't.
Because that's help. I would personally help her personally.
Well, yeah. Well,
especially those elvins.
Well, personal me and adventuring me are 2 very different people.
Let's look at it from the adventurous perspective. He's been harangued and harassed by these elvin. They almost stole all of our gear. But they decided that really shiny sword we had in our backpack wasn't worth stealing.
I'm looking at it this way. Look, we have an evil witch locked up where we don't have to kill her, and we can just steal her stuff, and we can avoid combat. So that's what I'm going for.
Oh, God.
Well, 4 people have said steal so far. 5 people have said search. Okay. Right.
Help her. Please.
I'm not that lonely to try betting a witch.
Take the bard route. Kiss her. Through the bars.
Okay. She curses you as you search the hut. The curse is no idle threat. The curse of Aliana reduces your skill score by 2 points until it's removed. Quickly, you look through the drawers and cupboards, but succeed in only finding a pouch containing soft brown sand and 2 gold pieces.
Hey, we got 2 gold. We're up to 0. We're up to a 3 now.
We've been cursed and everything's -2, but we got 2 gold.
At which point we leg it from the hut and continue towards Dumpus.
Okay, well next time we'll release her, and then she can eat us. So
Oh. Poor Aliana. Those wicked Elvin. The ones that tortured us. Stripped us naked.
well,
Got us high on magic mushroom smoke.
No, hold it. If we had actually cast a spell that they would have enjoyed, it could have gone a whole different way.
Oh, poor Aliana. She only wanted to be loved.
All right. You follow the path for the rest of the afternoon until you stand on a hilltop. The path runs down the hill into a small village set on a river, and you follow it down. Lots of these little villages about. As you follow the path downwards, you pass a sign. You're entering the village of Dumpus. Will you find an inn to rest for the night, or try to make contact with the villagers? Inn or villagers?
What time of day is it?
Guessing it's coming towards the end of the day again.
Might want to make contact first and then search for the inn, because the inn seems to be like a kind of rest stop, end of the day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Eye contact.
Yeah. Let's go make some friends in the village.
Contact.
Just to play devil's advocate as usual.
And of course, we helped the guy from here, didn't we?
Yeah, the old guy.
Yep.
Yes.
Guy's half a spell.
Who told us also? Oh, yeah. So let's go walk around.
Okay. You pass along the main path through the village and stop outside a hut where several hill dwellers are sitting and eating. They are deep in discussion about something. Will you introduce yourself, or shall we ignore them and continue?
Let's introduce ourselves.
Say hello, yeah. What, geese?
Or what, governor? All right, mate.
Oh, I'm your pet.
So many cool spells that we don't have.
All the spells, all 40 of them.
Well, I was looking at them and like, oh, that's what the teeth are used for. Oh, okay.
If I recall, there was a giant's tooth.
Yeah, well, there's a giant's tooth. There's goblin's teeth. They can both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Death dog's teeth. Okay. People are saying introduce. Hi indeed. 86. Excuse me. They stop and look at you. They invite you over, but become agitated at the sight of your weapon. Aye. We're back in Knockers territory. You may leave your weapon and join them, or thank them for their offer of hospitality and press on. So are we going to put our weapon down and join them, or just say thanks but no thanks?
Let's put our weapon down. I want to cast the spell, blow them up.
Yeah, we got magic to protect us. To be
That's
fair,
right.
we can zap them.
Yep.
Don't have to worry too much about the sword. Well, I say sword, 2 swords.
Yes.
Do you have to put both of them down?
It looks like
I
it.
assume. Yeah, that's
Yes. Lay down your arms.
Okay.
I mean, Dumpus sounds like a nice, quaint town in the middle of the valleys, doesn't it?
It definitely sounds like one where you might find methamphetamine. So
Yeah. Or they probably all grow weed. They're just all that chill. They're just literally lying there, dribbling, living the best life.
Okay, 185. You sit and talk with them. They seem to be amongst the senior members of the village, society, and this has been a lucky encounter. We're on maximum luck already. They offer you food for which you may eat. Yeah, we've eaten today.
Nice.
As the conversation becomes lighter, you jokingly refer to the buffoons at Cristantanti, a comment which does not go down well with one of your hosts, who happens to be from that village. In anger, he rises and challenges you. As you are on his own territory, this would not be a wise challenge to accept, so you back off. He chases you angrily through... Oh. He chases you angrily through Dumpus, and you flee before him. On the edge of the village, he gives up chase, and you may head onwards, but you realize with dismay that you've left your weapon behind. Oh.
We just left one. We had two.
Yeah,
No,
fine.
we've left our weapons behind. It's -4 skill points, and it's our magic weapon.
So that's -5 now?
Oh, no. Our skill is now 3
Oh,
because of our curse.
I told you should have talked to the witch. She'd have been fine. She might have even shagged you.
It's all gone horribly wrong.
Well, no.
Terribly downhill.
We're looking at this the wrong way. We're just remembering how we have to go next time.
When in doubt, we're gonna have to zap
Yeah.
or hot.
Yeah.
Zap
Yes,
or
we have
hot.
to start using spells. Yes, we have 3 skill. Outside the village, you climb up into the woods. You find a suitable sheltered spot not far from another path. Will you camp for the night or continue through the night? Camp or continue?
We didn't put our food down, so we have got 1 supply left. We don't need to eat because we have already eaten.
Yes.
I'd probably say camp.
Elle reckons crack on.
Well, it's maybe a good time to stop. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is actually a good time to stop because
Yeah, end of the day.
Yeah. So I am going to call it there. We are at spot number 14. Things have taken a turn for the worst, and we'll have our. In fact, I've noted that we've decided to camp, so I'm going to write down 108 because that's where we go to for that one. 108. And that will do us, I think, for tonight's session.
Good times.
Yes.
Apart
The
from the
most
sword
stressful-
situation.
The most stressful way of spending a Friday night. Yes. Put a bookmark in the book and call it a night. Indeed. 108 is where we are. We are pretty much stuffed. I'm going to keep trying to find a way of doing Ultima Underworld. Because I want to do it as a video. I've played the first level. And yes, it looks like a 1992 game, but I don't care. It's great.
But does it feel like, does it bring back all the nostalgia?
Yes, absolutely. I remember the names. I remember the location of a couple of secret doors from 30 odd years ago. It's like, I remember that. And yeah, it was good.
I mean, I'm okay with 16-bit graphics. It's just the 8-bit graphics are just a bit too much for me. So I don't know which.
Too little pixel. doth not make the man.
Oh, and the MIDI music. The MIDI music
Yeah.
too much.
For me,
The-
1992 just brings back memories of shitting myself because I was 1 year old.
Oh,
The thing to remember with Ultima Underworld is it came out about 2 years before Doom, or a year or two before Doom. It came out around the same time as Wolfenstein, and its
Yeah.
graphics look far ahead of Wolfenstein. And the writers of games like Doom admit that it inspired them.
I'm gonna bring up one other thing here. Everyone mentions Wolfenstein, but I was playing Wolfenstein in like 1986 or so, which was a completely different game to what that they had in there, because it wasn't a first-person shooter. It was kind of you were captured and you could steal things like uniforms and stuff and try getting by them. And it was a 2-player game. You could make it a 2-player game where one player controlled the gun, which direction the gun was, and the other person controlled the little figure as he moved around.
That sounds good. One way of doing 2-player games. Oh, of course,
Yeah.
fights though. I imagine that would cause fights.
I'm not sure. That was the original Wolfenstein, and then so it wasn't the first-person shooter. It goes way back for that.
I remember completing Wolfenstein 3D. I remember the first time I bought a Sound Blaster sound card to go on my PC. It was just like, wow, these sound effects. You heard the clanging and the voices. Yes.
Yeah.
What a
So
great
yeah,
time.
Castle Wolfenstein, 1981.
And Slan played it. The first-person shooter was good. It was a very good game. Good for its time.
And a lot of them are that way. I still remember having a lot of fun with Doom, where my friend, we were so panicky, and we were going through, and I saw movement, like bam, 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 bam. He's like, "Oh, I'm being shot." And it's like, he says, "I died." I said, "That's okay. I got the guy that was shooting you." It was me that actually was shooting him, but he didn't know. That was the first LAN game I remember playing.
Same here. Well, first LAN arcade style game. Played a little bit after playing Muds, but
yeah. Well, I don't count the Muds. I was just counting the LAN stuff. So
yeah.
But Muds were usually on. It was on a network, but it was not a local area network. It was
Telnet.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I think it's time to head to Betty Buy's.
Call it splits.
Because I'm at work this weekend, so 8.5 hours tomorrow, 6 hours Sunday, and then work again Sunday night. Off work Monday, Tuesday. So.
Oh wait a minute!
Right.
You work twice on Sundays?
Yeah, I've got 2 jobs.
Oh, okay.
I run a pub quiz on a Sunday evening.
Okay.
Which pub you at? We'll all turn up.
You're more than welcome. It's the Old House at Home in Bearwood, so it's a bit of a jaunt for you.
Yeah, it's a bit out of the way. I will see you on Monday, no doubt. If it's not Mer, it will be at my place.
Yes. Whatever we decide for Monday. Right. Well,
Pleasure
thanks,
all.
Omanal, and thanks,
me,
Dan,
John.
for joining, and thanks, Chat, for making decisions. And it looks like it's all gone very much breast skywards.
Only in the last choice as well, of all things.
Yes. Oh well. Let's see how we get on next week. Thank you all, and I'll see you all again soon.
Have a good night.
Cheers.